Soundgarden, Rusty Cage. Actually, Johnny Cash started all off with his version of Soundgarden's Rusty Cage, a twofer on this Friday. I got that request off Twitter. Stieg0406 wanted the Johnny Cash, and then we decided it's Friday. Let's make it easy on ourselves.
And we're chatting.
And we'll do Soundgarden. Oh, boy, we're chatting like little hens.
Sometimes we just chat.
There's some gossip in the hallways of Sirius XM. I'll keep you out of it, sir, in the corner, who told us this information.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, do we have a crybaby among us. That's all I'll say today. It will come out eventually. What we just heard is so ridiculous.
Yeah, that would drive me. If I was here when that occurred, that would bother me.
Yes, it absolutely. And it's going to happen.
We're not going to say what it is. It got something to do with race mixing. We don't approve it.
That'll come out eventually. We just got some intel today that is pretty hilarious. Anyway.
Yeah.
How are you, Jimmy?
Itchy.
You're itchy.
I put a new sweatshirt on, all eager.
Yeah.
I hadn't washed it yet.
Yeah.
I was running late this morning because I thought I had time after the show before I go and do something.
Right.
But then I realized I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I got to be there at 11. I'm just, what the fuck was I thinking? So I'm doing things I had to do before. I thought I was an hour after the show.
Oh, you're out for the day.
After
or for
I leave.
A while.
Yeah, I think I'm gone from like 11 to 3 or 11 to 4.
Doing some taping, are you?
I am, yeah.
Nice.
So I put a new sweatshirt on, and I'm 30 seconds into my cab ride, and my fucking neck feels like somebody's rubbing, what's the fireproofing stuff?
Oh, the fiberglass, sure.
What is it called?
Oh,
the pink stuff.
Yeah.
Insulation. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, the insulation against my... That's why I get that feeling that someone is rubbing insulation on my neck. I hate my skin. As much as it gets compliments.
Is it a brand new sweatshirt?
Yes, it is. I ordered it. It's a Thriller and Manila one.
Oh, nice.
From Roots of Fight. I love those. I pay for all my shit. I never take free shit if I can help it. So I can talk about it or not talk about it. I
love the sweatshirts and those T-shirts you've been wearing lately. I would love one of those, but I can't do that.
Why?
We can't walk in with the same shit.
I don't wear
my Atari shirt because you wear it in here.
That'd be great. It'd be funny if we did like two girls. You're wearing the Atari. You should have told me. I would have worn the Roots of Fight Tyson yellow. Who cares?
They gave us these Atari shirts, which you probably have seen in a video or two at this point. Jimmy wears it from time to time. That is like the softest T-shirt I've ever had in my life.
All comfort.
But I wear mine to bed.
Oh, you do?
Yes, as pajamas. It's my pajama top.
I can't wear things to bed in the morning. I don't like it. I like being nude.
You're completely nude.
Yeah. Which makes it, when we check into certain hotels that itch, like I won't stay on Westin properties.
Yeah.
I won't stay in a W hotel. I'll literally stay in a Courtyard Marriott fucking any time before one of those because they itch.
I understand.
Baby skin.
I was a witness of your itching.
Oh, in Rochester,
Rochester. Brother Weeze puts us up in a really nice boutique hotel.
5-star boutique hotel.
5-star. Beautiful place. I don't even want to mention because Jimmy didn't like the place. I love the place.
It was nice. There was nothing wrong with it. My skin is just itchy.
He puts me up there when I go up to Rochester once or twice a year. And Jimmy was there for shows. And I wake up in the morning and Kenny tells me that in the middle of the night you guys left to go to another hotel.
I left by myself to go. He might have come in the morning because I left to go into a Holiday Inn Express. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta sleep, and I wound up sleeping fine at a Holiday Inn Express.
It was the itchiness of the pillows or something.
It drives me crazy, dude. It's the sheets too when they starch them. Hotels gotta stop trying. The Westin hotels, those properties. You have great hotels. The W is a great hotel.
Yeah.
Fucking stop it. Go to a Courtyard Marriott, sleep for the night, and go, this is soft, comfortable bedding.
The problem is it's a hotel. I can only imagine what they're dumping into their washing machines to get all the cum out of their sheets and bedspreads and pillowcases.
Well, it's the same company that owns both of them, so they're using the same, whatever they're using, that detergent drives me nuts.
They're using some heavy-duty stuff.
They want it to be crisp. They like it to be crisp. They think that's good.
I like soft. The softer, the better.
Soft is lovely. So anyway, I got this great Thriller Manila one, not the one you were showing. And I'm all happy with it, and I just didn't wash it. I took it all out of the package. I'm not an out of the package guy.
No, you gotta wash everything before you wear it.
That's why I don't wear condoms. I gotta wash them first. I hate. Some guys don't care though. I know guys like that. They could take a fucking wool sweater out of the pack and wear it with nothing else under it.
Yes, that's the best time to wear that stuff because it's brand spanking new.
I get compliments on my soft skin sometimes from a massage therapist, so I guess it will occasionally balance out in the other direction.
Well, you're never out in the sun.
No, I'm not.
That's smart as you get older.
Yeah.
But you're not enjoying the sun.
No, once in a while I make myself go out. Like I wind up going out. I go out and get my some sunshine. It's healthy.
Are we talking about sunshine?
Well, I'm saying whenever I'm on a plane and I see somebody really old with the window open. And I'm like, close the fucking window because I want to sleep.
On a plane?
Oh, a lot of times. They keep the window shades open.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual window.
No,
I think Jim Norton is losing his mind.
That wouldn't bother me. Sometimes I'll sit on the wing just to be alone. No, they do that because sometimes I'm like, I wonder if some of them need the sunlight. Like they say that there's certain types of cancer or whatever, or depression where some sunlight will help you. I don't know what kind of cancer I'm thinking.
No,
of.
on a plane, you just want to look out the window.
Maybe that's it.
That's all it is.
Travis is laughing. I don't know what I'm talking.
Just saying.
Yes, I am. I'm
right,
tired.
Travis?
I'm tuckered out.
Thank you.
I think there's a cancer that sun helps. Like,
yeah, I'll shut up. I don't know what
I'm trying to go with it, but I'm a little confused.
You're right. I don't know. What was I thinking? What kind of
where you need a little light action. Troy had
one of those, yeah.
Yeah,
and then the happy light.
Maybe.
Yeah, I filmed a video of you using Troy's happy light back in the day. No, when I'm on a plane, I want to look out the window the entire time. It not freaks me out, but it's a little weird when the person closes the shade.
Oh, I like it shut, man. Whenever I'm on a plane, unless it's open.
Unless I need a good, hour sleep or something. But in general, no, I like just staring out the window the whole time. Yeah, absolutely. But you fly a lot, so to you, it's like taking a shit every morning. To me, it's a special occasion when I get up in the air.
I still feel it, I still don't mind it. I mean, but the sunlight, especially early in the morning, or when there's a really bright sun coming in your face, I'm like, what's wrong with these people? How do they live like this?
They live with the sun.
A little sun is good. We're closer to it now.
Yes.
Close the shades.
Bad luck to wear new shit on Fridays. What does that mean?
I don't know. Who said that?
We got to take the call now. I don't even understand this. This mouse, by the way, sticks. That's why there's always a delay trying to get the phone call on the air. Like, I'm literally still trying to get this guy. I'm trying to line it up so I could click on him. There you go. We might have to switch that out, Mars. The old days, I would have broke everything.
I think you need a mouse pad.
Now I don't give a fuck. Mike in Rockland, go ahead. Chris Distefano, what's up, buddy? Hey, Mike.
I can't believe that you didn't care about the germs part, but it's bad luck to wear something brand new on Fridays.
No, it's
I don't know how that became a thing, but
we're looking up superstitions. I don't see it on the list.
I've never heard that.
I see the rabbit foot brings the good luck. We got the Friday the 13th. Clothes worn inside out will bring good luck. Are you doing that, Jimmy?
No, I'm not.
No hats on the bed. That's another superstition.
Where does that come from?
No hats or shoes on the bed. That's an Irish superstition.
But hats?
I don't know. Something happens.
I think your list is broken.
Well, let me look at the list. Here we go.
Mom's list is broken.
All right. They start with the easy one. Friday the 13th is an unlucky day. A rabbit's foot brings good luck. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
That's just a rhyme.
To find a 4-leaf clover is to find good luck. Yeah, what if you're like a chain smoker and a heavy drinker, but you have an apple every fucking day?
Well, now we know with all the sugar. It's too much sugar anyway, the apple.
Are you? How's your sugar?
It's not good.
It's not bad to have occasional natural sugar, though. So processed stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. But every day, I don't think you can eat it every day now. I don't know. I probably can.
I think Chris is sick of me talking about sugar with him.
Yeah, I had a piece of pound cake this morning.
Of course you did. Let's see the rest of the superstitions. To find a 4-leaf clover, if you walk under a ladder, we got this. Black cat, we got that one. Break a mirror, yes. You can't open an umbrella in a house. I don't see the clothes thing.
It's all silly.
Of course.
It's like all these things have happened once, and somebody had something bad happen, and some superstitious. How many things have had bad things happen right after that just didn't have a superstitious friend watching?
Ooh.
Like, it's bad to take the cap off your water if you twist it left, because one guy it happened to, and then he tripped and fucking got cancer and hit his head and fucking died of AIDS in the same moment.
Wait, he got cancer and hit his head at the same time?
Or he died or he got hit by a bus, and like, don't twist your cap to the left. That's bad luck on the Lord's Day. Like, I guarantee you, if there's a superstitious guy, that would have now been a superstition.
It happened to Steve.
Yes.
Do you have an itchy palm, Jimmy?
Sometimes. What's that mean? I'm going to come into money?
Yes.
No, those things usually do go. The closely together for me, coming and money. But itchy palm has nothing to do with it.
It is bad luck to sing at the table. It is bad luck to sleep on a table. Well, if you're sleeping on a table, then your life is a little weird. Yeah, that's where that bad luck comes from.
Who sings at a table?
Huh?
Who sings at a table?
Happy birthday? What if he's just singing happy birthday?
That's a good point.
That's stupid. That's a stupid one then.
That's some cranky fucking guy who was hungover. I was a man with an alcohol problem, and his kids were all happy. If you're happy, come on, it's bad luck to sing at the table.
That's where all this stuff comes from. You're right.
Yeah, some dick.
Dickhead.
Let's see. Smell dandelions, wet the bed. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Don't we all smell dandelions?
Smell dandelions?
No,
maybe you're smelling dandelions when you're not supposed to be smelling dandelions.
I don't think I've ever come in contact with a dandelion in my whole life. What's a fucking
That's
dandelion?
my nickname in high school.
The Dandelion Key.
Jimmy Dandy.
Yeah. All right. We don't see the bad luck to wear a new shirt on Fridays.
No, God damn.
I never heard that.
Itchy little fruit.
Is that a Catholic thing? All these superstitions are usually Catholic things.
Fridays.
Fridays. Can't eat meat today, boys.
I gave up on that.
All right.
Why can't you?
Well, you're going to hell.
I gave up on that decades ago.
Well, you're fucking been in hell then for a while.
I'm just making sure I keep my sugar intake down. Unlike other people in this fucking studio.
Look at this muffin. I just got
pointing at me.
All right, thank you, sir, for that phone call, but we don't get it. Jimmy's got an itchy shirt, but it'll be okay. Sweatshirt.
Once I wash and dry, it'd be awesome.
You'll be nice. I'm bothered because I wanted coffee and I got tea, and now I don't know if I could, function.
You can.
Could someone switch this out for me? I really want another cup of coffee today.
You want a strawberry?
I don't mean to be a diva or anything, but
I love strawberries.
Roland,
you want one?
No, thank you, buddy.
Roland just told me about this new coffee machine. He's praising. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And then he asked me what kind of coffee I want because I couldn't go get it myself because we were starting the radio show. He turned me on to having another cup of coffee, and then he brings me a tea.
It's habit, I guess.
I'm so glad you're in today, Chris Distefano, because you're all about the brackets, right?
Love them. Yeah, I loved it.
I heard there was something like 7 upsets or something.
There was a lot yesterday. So the best one I think would be Little Rock. Well, Yale was used, but a lot of people were picking Yale because Yale it was playing good and they have a really good point guard. But a lot of people were not picking University of Little Rock, Arkansas to beat Purdue, and the kid from Arkansas hit a shot from like 5 feet in front of half court to send it to overtime, and then Little Rock won.
Wow.
So it was good. But the team Seton Hall, everyone, especially locally, loved Seton Hall and thought they were going to make a whole big run, and they got fucking smacked yesterday by Gonzaga.
Badly?
Badly, yeah. That busted a lot of people's brackets because everybody listens to ESPN like this guy Joe Lenardi who's like, you better pick this guy. And then so everyone goes crazy and will pick Seton Hall because we think this analyst has but the analyst doesn't know shit. You don't know shit in March Madness. I can't tell you why this team won and why this team didn't win. Other than like the number 1 seeds, you can always probably bet on them. But everything else is like everyone thought Seton Hall, if you watch them play the Big East, they were beating teams. They play like this tough, defense. They're all from the Bronx, so you thought they were like badasses, and then they got fucking smoked by a few white boys from Washington State.
Oh, really?
And Gonzaga, yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it's all up for grabs in March Madness. I say that every year.
Every year.
I wasn't even going to bring up March Madness because it's really early and all that, but 99.999% of the NCAA tourney brackets already busted.
Dude, it happened.
Already busted. So
it's impossible.
There's only a few people out there that still have a perfect bracket.
Yeah, and then like every year they'll bait you into doing a new thing. Like the 16 seeds have never beat a 1 seed ever in the tournament. So they were like, this is the year. Everyone's saying this is the year. So people were picking 16 seeds. Every 16 seed lost by fucking 30 points yesterday.
Got their ass kicked.
Yeah, because I don't care. You're not going to beat North Carolina if you're Florida Gulf Coast University will never beat North Carolina University in any sport.
I don't know. It's all up for grabs.
It's all up for grabs.
I say on my new March Madness show I'm doing here on Sirius XM.
They always say it's all up for grabs, and they always say like a team that I've noticed that they don't know anything about. They're like, well, this team plays Tenacious D.
Oh,
you'll notice that. Yeah, it's the worst.
Is that where that band name came from? Tenacious? I never associated that. Could be a fucking.
Could be.
That could be a sports term.
Could be a sports term.
I never thought of it as a sports term.
Until you just said it.
As far as those guys go.
Yeah.
But, it kind of makes sense.
Stony Brook lost too, a local.
I was going to ask you.
They lost to Kentucky. I knew they weren't going to beat Kentucky.
Was it competitive? Was it a good game? 85-57? I don't think so. That was a late
game.
That was a late game.
Yeah.
So, I'm from Long Island. I mean, we were all pushing for Stony Brook, but then they get Kentucky in the first round. Oh my God!
And then the coach from Virginia, Tony Bennett, who's like a young coach, he just fucking collapsed on the sideline in the first half. He just blacked out.
I saw Tony Bennett trending, and then Tony Bennett had to say it's the other Tony Bennett.
Yeah,
because everyone would assume it would be the 80 whatever he is. He's probably 85 years old.
Yeah,
but it was actually the young Tony Bennett that coaches Virginia that fainted from dehydration yesterday.
Oh, I hope he's okay.
He'll be fine, but Tony Bennett was not having it. He was pissed off. He's like, it's the other Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
It's not me. Leave me alone.
I'm busy fucking boring everyone with my Lady Gaga songs.
There was a kid from Baylor. Baylor lost to Yale, and there was this kid, some reporter asked him a stupid fucking question, like, how does Yale out-rebound Baylor? How does Yale out-rebound Baylor? And then the kid from Baylor had a smart-ass fucking response.
What did he say?
He just gave the definition of what a rebound was, and was like, they got more of those than us.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And that's it. That's unbelievable.
That guy really gave a smart alecky comment.
Smart aleck.
Jimmy's not about the brackets.
No, I know.
No,
but
they're into it or you're not. Deal though right now.
They're very big.
So many.
I picked them right a few times. I'm just bored with it.
Yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy's had perfect brackets over the years, and he just can't do it anymore.
Like it's to me like the brackets. I understand like how Twitter goes nuts for like the Oscars or like politics, and I couldn't give less of a fuck about either thing. But brackets, NCAA. I'm on Twitter every 5 seconds, so I understand how the rest of the world thinks.
Well, how's your brackets?
My not. I picked Hampton University to beat. I forgot who they're supposed to beat, but they're like a 16 seed, and they got their faces kicked in yesterday by Kansas.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm out. My bracket's not totally busted. My Final Four is still alive.
Right.
That's really what it matters. Do you have the Final Four?
I used to do brackets. I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But some exciting games yesterday.
There were, some were just outright blowouts, but like I said, the University Little Rock Arkansas game was great. The Yale game was great. And Providence and USC was great. Providence won at the buzzer on somebody dunked at some guy's face, and the game was over.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who do you got in the Final Four? And then we can move on.
Kentucky, California, Oregon, and then as soon as I picked them, as soon as my pick got locked in for California, their fucking point guard broke his hand in practice, so they're probably not going to go to the Final Four. But and then Michigan State, I feel like Michigan State will win the national championship. They won the Big Ten championship, and they were supposed to be a number 1 overall seed, and they weren't. They were number 2, so they're pissed off, and I think that they're gonna kick the shit out of everybody. And they have seniors. I feel like if you got seniors. Either you need to have seniors who have some experience, or freshmen
that are ridiculous, and then they're going to go in the NBA,
right? And they have no pressure, because I feel like if your team's all sophomores and juniors, you're nervous. Like it's just not your time yet.
They're saying Tenacious D comes from Marv Albert. He started that term?
Maybe he does. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was the first one that went with that Tenacious D?
I think Swish.
I remember him saying Tenacious D a lot, but I can't use these phones. We need I
like his brother Kenny Albert.
I like his brother Fat. You need a mouse pad.
Mike in Chicago, go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, pretty good.
Good. The term Tenacious D was from Marv Albert, I believe, when he was talking about the Knicks in the 90s, I believe. And then Jack Black and his partner used that to come up with their name for the band, Tenacious D.
But you think they got it from Marv Albert's?
Yeah, I heard him talking about it one time in an interview a long time ago.
All right. I do remember Marv saying that when I was really, really into watching basketball, but I just assumed that somebody before him used to say Tenacious D, but there you go. Thank you, Mike.
You know what, too, I forgot to mention is Yale is playing Inspired because one of their best players got thrown out of the school for alleged rape, and he's not convicted yet, but all his players are like standing behind him saying he didn't do it, but the campus is like, no, he raped multiple women on our campus.
Multiple?
Yeah, but how are you thrown out before
he left the school?
Oh, he left.
Yeah, he left.
How was he expelled before he did it? Before he's convicted?
I think that they're saying there's so much. Maybe I don't know.
You got to convict somebody. That
you got to convict. But he was one of their. I mean, he was on this team. Yale hasn't been in the NCAA tournament 53 years. So
this is the first time in 53 years,
and the first time last night they've ever won a game in the tournament. Period. Ever. And this guy was, I think, their second leading scorer, and he got expelled for alleged rape or maybe convicted. No, it can't be convicted.
Well,
right?
Wouldn't you have to be convicted before they can throw you out of school?
Yeah, but there's like these girls. Apparently, there was like hundreds of women like petitioning like this kid, and then he just left. It was very.
Oh, he left. That's different than being expelled, unless.
But I mean, that article said expelled. Yeah, I don't know.
The headline says expelled.
Right.
His client, go to the head. His client was inappropriately pushed out of the school and plans to sue Yale to vindicate his rights. I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
and he was one of their better players.
That's why it was a highlighted story, because Yale was in the national spotlight over the last couple of weeks. Because they're like, oh, they may make the tournament, and then they did. And then this happens with this kid.
When did he leave?
Probably 2 weeks ago.
That's it.
3, yeah, this is very new. 2-3 weeks ago. He was playing the majority of the season.
So why wouldn't he hang in there if they weren't going to?
I don't know.
Unless they did pressure him to leave the school.
Wait, go.
Yeah. Wait, I want to know more about this.
There's this guy was his lawyer says that Montague is in like a consensual sexual relationship with another Yale student, including sex 4 times. According to Stern's statement, who I guess is the lawyer, the woman went to the school's Title IX coordinator, or IX, I guess, a year after the alleged misconduct, and the school official, not the accuser, filed the complaint that resulted in the expulsion. So wait a minute, it's only one person fucking makes a complaint, and without due process, you're kicked out. Like, is that what colleges are? Or is this... how are you expelled before you're convicted?
Yeah, there's another story, like a couple weeks ago, where this Texas student, a male, is suing the school to block them from expelling him for basically the same thing. He was accused off campus of sexual assault, and yeah, Paul's got the story up right now. But, you know, it didn't happen on campus. He was never convicted, but he's trying to block the school from expelling
How the fuck can they expel you for something that you're not convicted of?
Well, I assume if they're private universities, then, I mean, they can...
Well, they still have to obey a certain standard. Like, they can't discriminate based on race or other things. So how can they throw you out? Because that literally, if someone makes a false accusation, your college career is over. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Well, we've had the college stories over the last couple of years, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's good enough.
That's a very different world right now.
He's good enough where it's interesting, where if Yale continues to win, I guarantee you ESPN is going to do some story on this fucking kid. And then,
can he come back, you think?
More no, I don't think so. I think the story that at least I understood was the basketball team, his teammates were standing behind him, but also knew that he was a kind of a lunatic. So it was just about like team solidarity. But yesterday during the broadcast, they didn't mention him once, and I was waiting for them to mention him.
They're such pussy. They apologized for wearing his jerseys. Go back up, Paul. Right there, thanks. The team apologized with a statement that said, in part, they support a healthy, safe, and respectful campus climate. Our recent actions to show our support for one of our former teammates was not intended to suggest otherwise. This is the groveling language, unless there's more to this. But if it's one person who said he assaulted her a year ago, if it's true, he should be kicked out and thrown in jail.
Of course.
But if it's not, how do you throw a guy out of school unless you're convicted?
That's unbelievable. Maybe they have some really good evidence.
Yeah, but it's still, you got to be convicted.
I guess Yale has an in-house committee. Yeah, they just said, fuck it. They don't want the negative attention.
You want to take Chris is so dumb, everything that comes out of his mouth is stupid?
Sure.
Yeah, I just texted someone.
Yeah.
Right. Let's take this call. Let's say hi to Greg in New Hampshire. Greg.
Oh, what's up, Dick? Hey, Distefano, please tell me you got someplace to be at 8:30, because you fucking bring nothing. Every fucking time you come in, the show grinds.
I thought it was about something that he said today.
It was about sports. Why do you hate me so much?
Yeah,
do you hate me because you think you're one of those guys that...
You know what? Hey, you want to know what? Because you stuck Opie's dick so fucking hard. Opie fucking can't help but fucking being obsessed with you. Because he fucking loves when people suck his dick.
Is that why?
In fairness, we all love that.
Yeah, we all love that. That's why I'm so happy to have this canker sore. Why, Greg? You're so upset.
Why the anger? It's 7:30 on a Friday.
Greg, what size waist do you?
Hey, hold on, Chris. Does he pet your head while you're fucking?
Yes. Yeah, he does. No.
Do you pet his head like a
Greg, why?
Greg, listen to me,
Why the
Greg.
anger for real? Why the anger?
What's up?
It's only 7:30.
It's 7:30 and the show ground to a halt because this fucking asshole Mudnick knows nothing. Pretty soon he's going to tell us about his fucking Puerto Rican wife and his fucking kid.
All right, well,
I didn't even mention that. I was talking about Yale. I brought an interesting story about Yale.
I think it's a very interesting story, and honestly, the phones are lit now, so you got people talking.
All right, that's fucking 1 out of 10. You're batting up.
Hey, Greg,
why are you I don't understand the anger, though. I understand if you don't like me or the show or Chris Distefano, but why the anger? You're gonna drop dead of a heart attack at 7:30 on a Friday, and a dumb radio show is pissing you off this much?
Come on.
I'm paying for this shit, and I got a feeling in fucking October you're going to try to slide this fucking cocksucker in the chimney spot. But fuck you, Opie.
Greg, what a fucking guy.
Greg, we discussed this. As my agent, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be calling into the show.
Oh, Greg, man, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Greg.
I love you, Jimmy Norton.
Well, thank you, Greg. See, Greg is not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy.
He's going to be a huge fan of Norton and Friends coming in October.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah, hell of a show.
All right, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
I understand not liking something, but
please go find something to do at 8:30. You got something to do, right? You got to go something.
Actually, no.
Greg, a little advice back to you. I mean, I understand not liking something, but man, that anger will fucking eat you alive.
Oh, no.
That shit will eat you alive, my
Greg,
brother.
and you know what you just did? Because you hate me so much. Now my phone, I'm getting like 10 tweets of people who actually like me. So you just, like the Trump supporters, you just spawned, you made the people like me more.
Wow.
So it's reverse. Look, I got a show in New Hampshire. If you want to come to it in April, you should come.
No fucking way.
All right. I tried.
Jesus.
I tried. I'm sorry, Greg. Greggy.
All right, buddy. Hang in there. Everything's going to be okay.
Be all right.
We're going to turn this thing around.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right.
And now he turns up his radio to listen to himself. The Yale girl says that the third and fourth, the phones are now lit on this story.
Yeah, I want to know, because I don't know how people get thrown out or expelled until it's proven that you did it.
That Texas story, there was never even a police report filed.
It's ridiculous.
The woman didn't even attend the college. The father got in touch with the college and complained, and they acted on the complaint.
So the committee in that school threw the kid out.
Well, no, he hasn't been thrown out yet. He's suing preemptively to block him because he's a month away from graduating.
Is that what colleges? Is that what fucking colleges are like now? Like maybe they've always been like that.
Jimmy, you can answer your own question. Look at all the dumb stories we've had over the last year. It seems like a fucking crazy place now.
Yeah.
A crazy atmosphere. Let's go to Chris in Connecticut. Chris.
Hey, how you doing? First, I love the show.
But do you like Chris Distefano?
He's all right.
Thank you.
You got it.
I appreciate it. That's all right. It's not bad.
Go ahead, Chris.
This girl, living in Connecticut, this girl is only claiming rape on the 4th and 5th time they had sex, not on the 6th and 7th time. And on the 5th time they had sex, she went back to the dorm, and I guess after in the morning, he just threw her out of the room, and she had a fucking fit.
Is that true?
I have no idea.
You can go on. If you look on any news station in Connecticut, WTMH.com, WFSB.com, it's all on there.
But in an effort to
rape on 2 times out of like 20.
I gotta say, I mean, if you have sex with a girl 4 or 5 times, let's say, and then the 6th time, it certainly could still be rape, but that's a little fishy. It's a little fishy just seeing it on paper.
Yeah, to make a safer sexual environment and all that stuff, it's like they've gone crazy. And every uncomfortable sexual moment or moment of confusion sexually, and I don't want anybody calling you, excuse me, rapist. No, I'm not talking about that. But it's like every single time if a woman's
girl is, but supposedly her father's a surgeon at Yale Hospital.
Okay, because what if the guy and the girl are both drunk and they have sex? All of a sudden the guy's a rapist and the girl just didn't know what she was doing. Like, stop it.
It's scary.
I agree.
It's scary to go to college.
She claimed rape on 2 separate times, but then they said that she went back to his dorm on the 4th time, and that's one of the times that she's saying that he was raped.
Well,
it was like a month away from getting his degree.
If he did it, then fuck him and his degree. But if he didn't do it, now he's got to pay to defend himself.
I think she just wants the money. That's what I think.
Well, how is she getting money if her father's a surgeon?
They're probably trying to sue the school because that's what happened. They kicked this kid out. The cops didn't even know what was going on. Even the campus police didn't know what was going on.
How the fuck does the school just throw you out like that on an accusation?
With your basketball team in the tournament.
I mean, I guess they all complain about Trump, and they all complain about, Trump wants to, and this is what's happening on colleges.
Right.
Like, anyone who bitches and snivels about Trump going to throw out immigrants or illegal immigrants, how about your own colleges throwing people out on accusations before they're convicted, which you're not allowed to do, or you shouldn't be allowed to do?
We've gone too far the other way. I just finished Dick Cavett's Brief Encounters book, and he talks about he was on a college campus and he came across one of these flyers about talking to your partner about the sex as it's going on, and Dick Cavett thought it was completely ridiculous. Like, the whole time you're supposed to be like, how does that feel? Is this okay? Can I do this? Can I kiss you? Can I feel your breast? Can I touch your ass? Like, they really encourage step after, every single step that you're checking in with your partner. And I can't imagine having sex that way.
They just want to, a lot of it is the colleges want to avoid lawsuits too.
Right.
Like, because they get sued for not providing a safe environment, so they're in a bad spot. So these dumb guidelines, that's probably more to protect. They don't know what else to do. But it's when you start throwing people out, like, that's fucked up.
And not to go back to the Texas story, but this didn't happen on campus. It didn't happen to a girl who attended the school.
Right.
And a police report was never filed.
Never filed.
Wow.
So, how do you sue how does a college get afraid that they're going to get sued when they have nothing to do?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you the question. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's
I think
insane.
it has a lot to do with the father. I could be wrong, but I think of the father of the girl.
Yeah, the father. Well, in Texas, the father is the one who made the complaint. But I thought
you were talking about Yale.
No, these are two different things, but they're similar.
All right, that's it's crazy. I mean, I don't know how many maybe people that attend college could tell us how crazy.
I just don't get it, man.
But
I didn't go away. It's probably crazier when you go away when you dorm.
It's ridiculous.
I didn't go away.
You're
to
18
school.
years old living in a dorm with a whole bunch of girls. It's nuts.
Ew.
Fucking crazy.
Ew.
I would hate that.
Ew. There's a guy on the line. Thank you, sir. I just hung up on you by accident because this fucking phone thing, I got to get a mouse or something. There is a guy on there that says you're great.
Oh, thanks.
But we're not going to go to that phone call. That's stupid.
All right. What are you going to do?
Did you see the video of 2 black Harvard students who told 2 white students to hang themselves?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know if they were Harvard students or not. There was a debate about white privilege, and the one guy was saying that white people should kill themselves. I didn't take much of it seriously because, again, he's a college student just saying something, so who cares? I mean, if it was reversed, of course we know it would be national news because the press puts more emphasis on what white people say because the press sees white people and white opinion as more important and more valuable.
Yeah.
But I saw it. If you want to play it.
What'd you think of it?
Kid's a douche, but he's just trying to, again, they're just, it seemed almost like a slam poem. Like, if you watch it, there's a couple things he said. He does a weird breathing thing. It seemed almost like a performance. And who gives a fuck what he thinks? Who cares I don't care if anybody says stuff like that.
I honestly didn't see this video yet.
Yeah, we can find it maybe. It's, they're sitting at a desk and,
let me,
sometimes you just got to tell people, like, you're just a douche, sir.
We're looking for the video, but Joe, go ahead. It's your phone call. What do you got on this?
We got nothing to add now, thanks to Jimmy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't know, but he mentioned it. I didn't know you wanted to talk about it.
I don't know, man. I grew up pretty damn poor, and maybe did I have certain privileges because I was white? I guess, but I was still in a fucking tough spot that I had to crawl out of and make something of myself.
We have it.
One of 7 kids, no fucking money to do anything.
Yeah, I don't.
But what was my white privilege at that point?
It's a weird thing with white privilege, man, because, like, I'm trying to, I think it does exist on some level, but I get so angry about it. Like, I don't know why I get so fucking angry at it. It's weird things. Like, I realized recently, I've never once been afraid of the cops.
Right.
Never.
Right.
And most black guys I know have, when they're not doing anything wrong,
right,
whether it's right or wrong, have been afraid of the cops. And
you hear that from pretty
too many different sources.
And they're pretty intelligent guys, by the way, too.
Too many different sources. And that's just one example.
In the comedic world, there's a lot of brilliance, and a lot of those black comics, they'll all say the same fucking thing about cops.
Yeah, or their fear of them, or their interaction. The cops will have their reason. This is why we pulled you.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, there's weird things like that because I'm doing something on white privilege, so I've been really talking about it a lot, and asking guys about it. It's interesting what you hear. I mean, there's bullshit that's attributed to white privilege, but it's something.
I feel, what you say, I agree with too. But where I grew up in a predominantly Spanish and black neighborhood, and not that I was scared of the cops, but 3 or 4 times in my life, I was like just out of nowhere thrown up against the wall, handcuffed, put in the back of a police car and questioned because I fit a description of there was a white guy in the neighborhood maybe buying drugs or doing something, and they thought I was the white guy, but really I just lived down the street. So not that I'm scared of the cops, but I feel like it depends like what neighborhood you live in. Like there's circumstances where I can be targeted too once in a while.
Yeah, and there's a million cases like that. Like, of course, we all have our stories and stuff like that, and our struggle. It's just almost like I think it's. And I saw a guy, a really smart dude for Breitbart, Ben Shapiro. He made when you watch him talk, brilliant argument against white privilege existing. Mm-hmm. Statistically, just smart dude. But even though he makes a great argument and you watch him, I'm like, it's hard to live here and know the history and not think that some of it has bled into what we are living now. Right. I think it's getting less and less. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's like when a tide comes in and it goes back. There's always that little damp sand, and then eventually it dries. Sure. It just takes time.
I feel like though, do you feel like with the NYPD? Yeah.
I just couldn't think how to phrase it.
If I would have said that, Greg would have fucking called it back right away and destroyed me.
Please, you just canceled. I was the last one he liked, and that just did it. Greg's finished.
Should we tell Greg we went to a hockey game together?
Oh my God,
and really enjoyed each other's
We should
company?
invite him, Greg.
It would drive him nuts. He'll fucking drive off the road.
Oh my God, I really hope he comes to my show in New Hampshire.
God forbid I have a fucking friend. You son of a bitch. I forgot. We're supposed to hate everyone and everything.
Everything.
What else, Joe? Anything?
Hey, Chris, don't worry about that fag Greg. He probably got off the radio and grabbed his dick so fucking hard the helmet turned purple and blew up on him.
Thank you, Joe.
He's
appreciate it.
Greg's all right if he's listening to this show.
Greggy.
Just want him to calm down his anger before that causes medical issues.
Yeah.
All right.
Easy, boys.
Thank you, Joe.
Right.
I think this is the video, Paul. All right. Let's check it out. I have not seen this yet.
Why do white people have a right to affirm their life?
Because all lives have value.
Really? How so? Why does white life have value?
Well, I think
for who? For who? Our argument is that white life is wrong.
Why?
Our argument is that we should never affirm white life. That your argument of just affirming all life in general is not good, especially not good for black people when white life itself is based off of black
supremacy. Why shouldn't we affirm my life?
You're probably white.
I am white. Why shouldn't we affirm my life?
I don't understand why I have to care about your life anyways. There's no ethical reason as to why white people deserve to live. Affirming black life means that white death has to occur. That's why you should lose this debate and why your life ain't worth affirming.
I don't know.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know what's happening.
The cadence of what he's saying, it seems like a weird.
And then there's bad edits. There's jump edits in this video. So
it's embarrassing.
It looks like it's just they're having a debate, aren't they?
Yeah.
Part of it's debate class.
If it's Harvard,
fuck.
And that was a white student that said that, again, it would be front page of the Daily News.
Sure.
Like, but that's the culture we live in.
I don't give a fuck about that.
I could care less
it's
about
in a
that.
debate class and then whatever.
The fact, this is the thing of white privilege that people don't talk about. The fact that the black guy is saying something like that and it not making news.
Right.
And it not being seen as important.
Right.
Whereas if a white kid said it, it would be seen as important.
Sure.
That's white privilege right there, because the press finds that white opinions are so much more valuable.
I hear you loud and clear. As me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
that doesn't bother me on any level, but the media should absolutely have a little balance as far as they report this stuff.
They just don't.
Yeah, I feel with this stuff,
check your privilege, Chris.
Yeah, no, but I really do feel like growing up in New York City, I don't think that the race issue. I feel that there's times where I just don't understand when talk about white privilege, or this kid talks about white lives don't matter. In my classrooms growing up, it was so diverse that I think that it was very hard to become racist or very hard to see any real difference, But I guess wherever the fuck in the middle of the country, Iowa, I guess these are bigger issues.
More importantly, do you want to just sit on Jim Norton's lap, or
what do you mean?
Am I too close? Yes, we got plenty of room in here.
Well, Greg, I don't know, Greg. I thought I should suck Jimmy's.
You need some love today or something?
Today?
Look how close you are to him.
I like his knees.
We have a giant studio.
I want to practice.
We got a light room today, and you're pretty much bumping knees with Jimmy over there.
Do you know when I thought of white privilege last night? I was coming home. I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm in the car. I'm in a cab. And I had to stop at the ATM and get cash for purposes that are not
that
an
everyone
issue
knows.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I had to stop at the ATM, so I had the money to pay the guy. So I'm like, I just got to stop real quick and then run in and grab. And he goes, okay, I'll wait for you. I'm like, you can stop and I'll walk. Or he goes, no, I'll wait. And he just let me walk into the bank. And I'm like, there are certain people he wouldn't have. Now, maybe his experience tells him, don't fucking do that because the last black guy ripped me off. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, is that just because I'm a white guy that he trusts me more intuitively? Or has it been because of my energy in the cab? I don't know. But I've just been, would Mike Yard or Keith have gotten the same courtesy?
Part of it is definitely because you're white.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Stuff like that.
Those little things I get.
I'm just, it's like one of those things where
but
I don't want to be the guy who's fucking, like, just arguing for the sake of arguing. Like, everything that comes up that I don't really know about or that immediately annoys me, I'm not going to say, that's wrong, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's how you become an old man who fucking has not in touch with anything.
I guess I get the little white privileges that we get. You know what I mean? And I said get twice there, but the little white privileges, I understand that. But I don't know where my big, huge white privilege break came from when I was growing up. I don't know where that came from.
I guess they argue you were just born with it and you just always have it.
We were fucking dirt poor. I had to go to, a tiny little school and try to make something of myself.
But I guess people say you only became successful in your life because it had something to do with you being white.
No, it's weird. Like, 'cause that's what I resist too. That fucking annoys me.
Yeah,
that I didn't work for what I have annoys me.
That I'll never accept because I know how hard I worked and the sacrifices I made and all. I mean, I know, I get it, but I know what I did to try to make something of myself in radio, and it wasn't fucking easy. People have way harder lives than me. I understand that. I got to put that on the table, but I can't see where I got ahead because I was white.
No, yeah,
as far as my career went.
Right.
There was one job that a radio station wanted to give me back in the day, and they couldn't because they had to have a certain amount of black people.
Sure.
And there was an obvious spot that they could have gave me, but they said then it wouldn't fill their quota. What was it back then? Equal opportunity. I think it was an EOE thing or something. I don't even know if they have EOE.
E equals N squared.
But I was sat down and told, look, we would love to have you in that spot, but because that person is black, we kind of need him for, I think it's EOE. Some of the old timers might be able to help me. Yeah. So that's I know of a time where it actually hurt me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I'm sure there's plenty of things that, especially in entertainment, that we haven't gotten because we're not diverse, But then there may be things we've gotten because we're white. I don't know.
It's just one of those things. We're living in America, and it's like it's easier to be a white guy here than something. Yeah, I understand with sports and those things that happen. They're annoying,
right?
But knowing that and just common sense. Why does it annoy me? Like, the idea of white privilege, when people talk about it, dude, it fucking annoys me so much. Especially with other white people. It fucking makes me sick to my... But why? I don't fucking know why.
Because you know how hard you worked.
Right.
Maybe that's it. Okay, I'm not sure why, but that might be it. I'm just trying to figure out why, because I don't want to be that way with every fucking thing.
But I think I know your life path by now as well, and you had to fucking work your balls off too, and come up and take shitty gigs and take chances. And where did it help you being white in that whole career path?
I can't even put my finger on it. I mean, just my life experience. But I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, I have never once been afraid of the cops. I always feel that if I get pulled over, it's annoying, and they've been douches at times, but I always feel like I'm going to get treated fair. I'm not saying I always am, but every time I feel like I'm going to be treated, I have faith in the system to a certain degree, and maybe that's why privilege, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I've changed my position on that. For the longest time, I was the guy like, what's the big deal? You just behave, this and that. But I finally realized that I just don't understand the other side and what people of color have gone through with that whole thing.
Right.
So I feel like almost I have to shut my mouth because I'm not educated on that as much as I thought I was. Because when I was growing up in Centerport, Long Island, you saw a cop every once in a while. It usually was because some, shitty teenagers broke into a school just to fool around, not even to steal shit, just to be assholes.
Yes.
I mean, I can't think of times when the cops were around. They just weren't. And if they were, it was always for some just nonsense, dumb little thing that was occurring in town.
Yeah.
But even if it's wrong, even if it's nonsense, I don't know why it bugs me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why I get so fucking annoyed at this stuff. That's what drives me crazy. It's just fucking. And it's like then all of a sudden, you turn 60 or 70, and any new idea that comes, you're like, ah!
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just too exhausting.
I think I get it with little things. Like I said, I'm going to just reiterate my point. But, big, huge, over the top, white privilege, I don't see that.
So, Jim, you don't like Macklemore's white privilege?
Oh, God, you had to remind us of that?
Dude, that's exactly it. That's a great way to, it makes my fucking ribs itch.
Wait, what did Macklemore say?
His white privilege song. It's written, cause I think it comes from a guilty white guy place.
Right.
And some of the lyrics in that,
it's quick though. It's only like 7 minutes.
Believe me, I know. I've looked at that song quite a few times recently. I looked at some of the lyrics.
Well, give me some of the lyrics.
So is he like shitting on white people? In a way?
He's
saying guilty. He feels a lot of guilt for being white.
Like,
there's some points in what he says.
I will never feel guilty for being white.
No.
That I know.
There's some points in what he says, but here's why it annoys you, because of where it's coming from. Maybe it's usually the messenger I don't like.
Right.
Because he's the guy that texted Kendrick Lamar and then tweeted it or Instagrammed this text. It's like you're the guy looking for a pat on the back. Like black people go, he's one of the good ones. So it's like this insincere fucking thing. He's like a jizzbag.
And I think black people see right through that shit. Like when they're like, I
don't know. Half of them love Rachel Dolezal, do they? I don't know. Maybe.
I haven't heard her name in a while.
Yeah, I say it every day. Angrily.
Angie in Philly. Angie. She says most college campuses have zero tolerance when it comes to rape accusations. All right.
But how can you with accusations?
Because it's a different world, I guess. They have their own fucking rules on campus. I'm not saying it's right, but that,
we have a,
yes, Paul.
Yes, Paul.
We have a campus sexual consent form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is something that Dick Cavett ran into. He had a great piece. I'm on a Dick Cavett loop these days. I'm watching Dick Cavett YouTube clips. He's an old timer. I don't even think
you were talking to me about him at the Islanders game.
Yeah,
Dick Cavett.
Well, but don't bring up the Islanders game.
Sorry,
it's going to drive Greg nuts somewhere. He's in a ditch.
I'll tell you what that consent form is.
Yeah.
Two things. It's the school protecting themselves, and it's also, hey, we presented this option to you to male students. So if a guy is accused and he doesn't have a fucking consent form filled out, which by the way, not one of these cunty administrators, not one male administrator or female administrator ever signed a consent form to fuck when they were in college.
No.
Not one of them. Not one college professor who's over the age of 30 ever signed a fucking consent form.
Jimmy, I want to know if you're the proposer or the consenter in some of these categories.
I guess they both have to sign it.
Is that what happens here? You both have the initial?
Sure. One's the proposer, one's the consenter.
Would you be initialing the anal sex receiving category?
I would be either or. I could say JN, and I would put an arrow with 2 arrowheads on it. I'm the proposer and consenter.
Okay. Let's campus sexual consent form, state of California. Wow.
This is also so the school can throw you out if you don't have it. Like, hey, you could have got this filled out.
So are you supposed to carry this in your back pocket?
Dude, it's absolute. There's not one. This destroys everything.
Yeah, because
spontaneous.
I don't know. When you're exploring your sexuality, it's supposed to be kind of sloppy, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're brought up right, you kind of understand when no means no. This agreement is made this blank day of the month of blank of the year 20 between blah blah and the consenter. Whereas the proposer and the consenter are sexually attracted to each other. Whereas the proposer and the consenter would like to manifest that sexual attraction through participation in one or more sexual acts.
Oh,
Therefore, the consenter and proposer make their bodies available to each other for the, aforesaid purpose from time, an actual time, on this date.
Well, this way they can't say that the second time was a rape and the first time wasn't, because they've consent. So basically, if you can get her to sign this consent form, she could say a 24-hour period, and you could do things like you could fuck her ass right after that because she said yes the first time. But the second time may be sore. But she's already signed the form, so you could just jam it in again and go, hey, you already agreed to it. We got a contract.
You better be watching the clock because it says from time. So let's say we're doing it right now, guys. 7:55 a.m. on this date, March 18th, 2016, for a period of how many hours you guys want to have sex?
An hour?
No, it's way too. I would say from till 8.
During which period they consent to participate in the following activities. This is where it gets...
Yeah.
And the proposer and consenter, like Jimmy said, I guess you have to initial...
you both initial.
Full body touching.
External only.
External only. That's
no
very important.
Fingering.
Okay. Kissing with or without the insertion of tongue into mouth.
Hold on, there's an asterisk there. What does it say?
Yeah, go down the asterisk. We don't have... oh, my God, this goes on for pages.
Yep.
We're not doing this
And you have to have a witness.
What?
Yeah, it's just...
This goes on for pages. I thought this would be... Yes, Kenny.
GH, I walked in on the middle of this, so I hope I'm not talking out of context.
Well, you want to have sex with us? Because that's what this is talking about.
That's besides the point.
Okay.
My nephew, he plays football at a prominent college.
I know.
And
tell everyone how tall your nephew is.
6'9".
Wow.
And he's like 18 years old.
Holy shit.
He got a full scholarship playing football. But they're taught at that school that they have to get consent they should record it on their phones.
That's a little bit more organic, at least, because you just put it on and go, hey, do you want to fool around and have sex? Yeah, let's do that. That's a little bit easier than to sit down and fill out these legal forms. That makes more sense to me.
But the college is teaching the students that.
Well, I mean, again, it's protecting the students, too. Like, I almost think that's a smart move, man.
Is it bad to say I don't think it's the worst thing in the world? But this is like more of a contract.
That phone is one thing.
That kind of messes up the whole, like, you're just exploring and you're a little drunk in a bar and she's a little drunk in the bar and it's pretty obvious you got some kind of sexual attraction for each other and then you go home and you fool around a little bit and you both sort of find your way.
Right.
You find your way and unfortunately, I guess there's dicks out there that are forcing themselves upon women on college campuses. I get that, but this messes up the spontaneity of the whole thing.
A girl may fill this out, and then after that feel like so weird that she feels like she almost got raped, kind of thing.
And is it negotiating too? Because you're like, all right, I got her for. We both checked oral sex, but man, Yeah, but I didn't get her to check the vagina sex.
Yeah, and like, did I swallow? Swallowing, spitting. Why is that not?
Kissing with without the insertion of tongue into mouth. All right, you both have to sign that. If
we print this out.
So what? You both sit down really drunk after a night at the campus bars or whatever, and now you're sitting there with these forms, like saying, "Okay, I'll agree to this, this, and this," before you even start anything.
It's literally it's kind of the robotic interactions that people have now. And again, I love the technology, but so many people just communicate in that robotic, weird way. I think that's kind of fitting. That's what they deserve.
And how about this part of it too? Because when you are in college, the surprise of knowing a girl is like, yeah, okay, was kind of like, holy shit!
Can't believe she said yes.
Yeah, but now you know ahead of time that she's for all of this.
I've had girls that are willing to fuck me that all of a sudden they look at it in paper and go, digit in my asshole. I don't thought signing that. Ugh. So you could show your friends.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do. Get a girl to sign it so you can show your friends.
And the video is actually more practical because how am I? Who can tell if I didn't just fill this form out for her after I already banged her when she was incapacitated and I checked off anal and all that shit? But
I know.
And then I signed her name.
Like a rapist wouldn't be a forger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And where do you file this?
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Exactly. And then Jimmy made a good point, and then you got the girl's info, what she's into. Like, do you keep that form now? Because that could be sort of bad. Because you would brag to all your friends, like, Susie from the Delta Phi whatever fucking sorority. Look what she's into.
Right.
That wouldn't be good.
She's into fucking.
This is a
restraint.
All right. So what else? Digital penetration, receiving in, and you got to specify the orifices. Are you kidding me? Digital penetration, giving in, and then you got to specify where. Oral sex, receiving. Oral sex, giving. These are what both partners have to check off. Vaginal sex.
Receiving females only. That's against Trans Lives Matter.
What's Blue Republican at the bottom and then on the back? Why is it saying Blue Republican?
I don't know. It's probably some kind of fucking... probably it's a super PAC.
For more information, Google "No Sex Please, Wear Californian."
Is this sarcastic or a joke? Are we falling for a joke?
I don't think we're falling for a joke because
no sex, please.
That's what it says. No sex, please. We're
Jimmy,
Californian.
I would think this could possibly
Blue
be
Republican is a grassroots group that moves the dial of mainstream culture and politics towards liberty as the politics of love. We put principle before party and pragmatism before purism by finding common ground among Americans of various political stripes. So I think Blue Republican is kind of,
Democrat Republican?
Yeah. We're not affiliated with.
Okay.
The only reason I believe this is true is because I just happened to, like I said, listen to Dick Cavett talking about this very topic, and it's very similar. And he thought it was pretty ridiculous. I should get it off. I should get the audio off my my book here to play on the show because it's really, really good. All right, where are we? So oral sex, vaginal sex, anal sex, receiving, anal sex, giving, males only or females with toys. Specify, please.
Please. They didn't even need the please. They just wanted it. Specify, please.
Restraint.
Fuck my ass, please.
Restraint. Using the following devices. And now you got to, write down the devices.
Yep. What device?
They don't have strap-on. Oh, anal they do. Okay.
Use of following devices in or on the body. Oh, my God. You're just looking around your dorm room and throwing everything at her
got anything?
Throw this natty light right in her pussy.
Oh, God. Other activities. That's where it gets a little dangerous. That's where you show your perversion. And she's like, oh, you sick fuck. You sick fuck. I don't think there should be an other activities category.
Yeah.
Weird. And then contraception. The proposer is using the following methods of contraception. This is exhausting. By the time you fill this out, you're going to pass out in your room.
This is
I could never get a hard eye after this.
No way.
This is something that they made. It's not something that you have to do.
No,
who made the Blue Republican?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. If there's anything that it's this doesn't do any good if it's campus sponsored.
I think
unless it's campus sponsored, right? Okay, so it's no good to us.
But you know what? I think we could find.
I don't think we're far off, though.
Yeah, thank you. We're definitely not. I'm telling you. Like I said, Dick Cavett went through this whole thing. I'm sure if we hung out long enough, somebody will call up and send us an actual form.
Yeah. Well, he may have found something like this that was made up by students. It wouldn't mean anything.
He said it was hanging up all over campus, all over. This one's a little more detailed, I should say. A lot on contraception you could fill out. There shall be no sexual activity of any kind other than that specified and consented to in this agreement without the establishment of a new separate agreement. See clause 1 below.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
Huh?
I don't buy it. There's something weird about this. It's too detailed. It almost feels sarcastic.
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it was meant to be sarcastic.
It was the Google that gave it away totally.
The Google?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google, the no sex, we're Californians.
Oh, just fucked up our bit.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I was having fun with that.
I know. I would rather have a regular.
I was enjoying that.
Oh, and the ratchet clause? I guess that's just...
What's that?
Ratchet clause. That's what all the kids say now. That's just ratchet. And it says this is a ratchet clause, so maybe they're using that word.
All right, well, let's
fucking with it.
We should get some people to call that actually know what the fuck this is all about. We got some younger people still listening that are in college because I don't think this is that far off.
No, it's not. There was a group at the University of Oklahoma that put up not billboards but papers around the school.
Flyers?
Yeah, flyers, sorry. With Adele's Hello line, I must have called 1,000 times, and it said, even great songs can normalize harassment.
Oh, my God.
Well, you know what? They're right. Yeah. Fuck fat Adele, bothering her ex.
Fucking fat.
He moved on. Stop it.
Yesterday.
Wait, you think that's what that song's about?
No, it's just funny that they're finally, it's a, she's hassling him. It's just funny that they're focusing on that.
She's obviously talking about her old self.
Yeah. I like Adele.
Thank you.
She's got nice lips.
Yeah, she certainly does. There's a lot of food going past him.
She's checking in with her old self, going, hey, look what's going on now. That's what that whole song's about.
Yesterday.
It's not about some dude that died or it's none of that shit. It's just her. She's self-absorbed and she's singing about her old self and she's checking in.
But why does that line?
I must have called 1,000 times. All right, well, I don't know. I didn't think too deeply into my concept.
Why is this? A college student points this out.
Yeah.
And it's all over the But then again, so is the black kid saying that. We found out about that too, so I shouldn't.
Stupid.
Yeah.
PC.
No, I was wondering why. No, but the black kid saying white lives should be ended. That made that made the rounds too. So I just kind of shut myself
This
up.
guy's going to explain why I had white privilege growing up. Let's say hi to Ethan in Rhode Island. Ethan, what's going on?
Hey guys.
What are you eating? A burger or something?
How are you, Ethan?
Travis, you heard what I said?
I heard what you said.
I heard it.
Just as a starting point, guys, I think, I'm a white guy. Maybe
Thank God.
But,
attaboy.
I think it's pretty. First of all, I think we should get beyond the word. I think the word privilege is something that messes people up because it sort of implies that like you have some sort of wealth, and I think that may be what's sticking with you, Ope, or even you, Jimmy. I mean,
how about white advantage?
Yeah. So using that kind of an idea, I mean, there's definitely been studies even that show like if an equally qualified person with like a black name versus a white name apply for the same job, the white person gets it all the time. And they've done studies, obviously, and there's stats about, like, criminal sentencing, crack cocaine versus powder cocaine. The white people tend to use powder cocaine. Black people tended to use crack cocaine. I mean, this is all in the past.
Right.
But
because it's cheaper.
Well, right, but there's higher penalties. You get felony convictions. It leads to the loss of your voting rights. It might lead to the loss of your ability to get jobs. I mean, these are things that don't happen to lots of white people, but they happen to lots of black people. And white people don't even notice it because it's not happening to them.
Let me ask you this. It might sound a little crazy, but so if you know your name could, be a problem when you're going for a job, and that's not going to change anytime soon, is the African names that important? Wouldn't you try to put your kid in a better place and kind of maybe come up with a name that maybe is, I know this sounds a bit outrageous, but if that's what's really going on in the world and you want to maybe get your kids a little advantage, do you
Absolutely.
really do you really name them after a mouthwash? Or, you know what I mean?
Well, the argument there would be how come the onus or whatever is being put on the people naming the kids and not the people receiving the advantages?
Sure.
Like, why don't they? Like, that's what they.
No, I agree with that. But if it's definitely happening and it's not going to change anytime soon, what do you do?
It depends what level of pride I guess the parents have.
You still are defiant? Yeah. Or do you try to go, all right, look, this is just what we have to kind of deal with? I'm just asking. I don't even know what the answer is. Or do you just, try to make it a little better for yourself?
I mean,
and play around the bullshit.
If I had one of those names, I'd definitely not want it for purposes of applying for a job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry to keep interrupting you. I'm trying to guess when you're stopping and I'm messing up. So
no, you're doing fine. You're actually doing fine.
Anyway, sorry.
You're doing better than me.
The last thing is that, this happens a lot in terms of, like, people who live in black neighborhoods or even, like, housing projects or even, like, rural black neighborhoods where there's lots of police. Lots of people are profiled, and, like, you may be stopped for drugs, and you may not have any, but you might want to plead out to avoid it because you might be poor and have no chance to pay the legal fees. You plead out, and not only you don't, you sort of accept like a misdemeanor type conviction, and that sets you down a road in the same way with felonies for basically not having access to certain kind of like housing aid if you need it, college aid if you need it, welfare if you need it, like all those things, and your life is basically fucked because you basically were too ignorant to know and you were profiled. That doesn't happen to white people. It happens to a lot of black people.
Right. There you go. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your phone call, Ethan.
Thank you.
All right. I feel bummed that we went down that road with the campus sexual consent form. Now I really want something that's more accurate.
A legit one, yeah.
Because like Travis said, I don't think it's that far off, but I want an actual one that is really, truly going on campuses. Dean in Buffalo, go ahead.
Yeah, Opie, pretty soon your guests are going to have to fill out a form that says, can you use a wiffle ball bat and all that stuff?
Dean Ixnay on the wiffle ball bat. Can you imagine if we were still doing all that shock jock stuff, the forms we would have to have for the women to sign?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And the way we'd be yelling, fucking political correctness, I can't even put a bat in a girl's cunt anymore.
Oh, back in the day, they had choices. some of these good eggs laughed at us when we suggested the vagina.
Yeah.
And then bent all the way over and had a partner put it in their ass.
Ooh.
The thick end, too. The shit we saw in this studio.
Taped up wiffle
Dean,
ball
shut
bat.
up. You're going to get us in trouble.
Yeah. It was like a scene out of fucking Vlad the Impaler's house.
Yeah, I don't use my real name. My real name is Meta World Peace, so I can't.
Oh.
No, it's not.
I like that.
Bull sugar.
Should we, Distefano's in studio. Should we tell Greg that we both decided to have some soft serve yogurt at the Islanders game?
Yeah, tell him. Some soft serve yogurt. I had some yogurt pretzels. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed myself.
Fucking best. Holy shit, do I love yogurt pretzels, man. Sucker.
I went with the mini M&Ms on my soft serve yogurt. And me and Chris kind of gave a cheers with our little yogurt cups.
We talked about relationships.
And then we went back and checked out more of the hockey game.
Yeah. If we instead of watching one of the periods, we decided to take a stroll around the arena.
Yeah, Chris took me for a little walk around.
Yeah.
To check out the place.
Really pussed out.
Hey, man, he finally got me to go to Brooklyn and check out
good time
hockey over there.
And, we left. It was 2-0, and then, you saw everything that happened when we left, right?
Oh, sorry, Greg, you might not want to hear this.
Oh, yeah.
My friend texted me on the way home to tell me that the Islanders scored the third goal.
And winning goal.
To complete an amazing comeback. But my friend Chris also said, if you don't leave now, it might be a half hour before you get on a subway. So just want to put that out there because I'm your friend and I care about you.
Yeah.
And it is raining and a little windy right now.
Yeah. I know, but because I thought there was no way anything more was going to happen, and then fucking probably one of the best games of the year.
I think they scored 3 goals in 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
It's one of the biggest comebacks the Islanders ever had.
Yeah.
And I missed the final goal so I could get on a subway all nice.
Yeah, and I walked home in the rain.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, it sounds like an Adele song.
Yeah.
God, the phones are lit. Saw a real consent form on the internet. Maybe someone could take that call and, so he could tell us where that is. Maybe we could do that after the break. Is black and knows about white privilege. Garrison in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I would like to hear that.
All right, let's go to Garrison. You want to, keep going, Jimmy?
Yeah,
you got your food, but let's
You're a
do this.
handsome man, Garrison.
What's up, Garrison?
Well, yeah, I don't really broadcast it, but I'm black. I grew up in bumfuck, Wisconsin. I don't really know a whole lot about white privilege because I grew up in bumfuck, Wisconsin. Okay, I don't know about racism. I've driven a truck for 21 years, and the only racism that I get is from black people when they hear me talk.
You're really a black guy?
Yeah, you do sound like it's weird. You make that judgment. You sound like a white guy.
We used to do the
third generation growing up in Wisconsin. My ancestors were named. Right. My last name's Anderson. My
Anderson.
Yeah, Garrison Anderson. That's not the whitest sounding name on the face of the earth, but the reason I'm named Garrison Anderson is because that was the name of the slave owner that freed us. So our last name is Anderson.
That's known as a tip of the hat.
His name was Garrison.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We used to do a bit where we have people call in and we would guess if they're black or white, and I'm telling you, it was well over 90%.
That were white because they were listening to the show. Yes.
You're a product of your environment. I don't even know how to speak. The city black slang, whatever ebonics. I don't know anything about it because I grew up in Wisconsin. I went to college in Wisconsin. I drive truck. I hear it. But I don't, you know what I mean? It's not me.
My stance is simple. I believe there's a little white privilege, but not this giant over-the-top white privilege where the gates just open and your life is easy and everything is given to you. I think everyone fucking struggles out there to try to, make something of themselves and their careers and their lives. It's a pain in the ass.
I ain't got no privilege.
He gets out of the cab and goes to the bank or whatever, and they don't think anything of it. I don't think that's a white privilege thing. I think that's just the way you carry yourself and the way that you act.
Possibly, yeah. That's why I was just asking. And black guys, too many guys have complained about cabs. And cabbies will say, well, it's because, our experience has been that those are the guys that have been fucking robbing us. Mm-hmm. And they're not just white cabbies. Most of them are not white cabbies. But then just saying maybe that's why, but I guess that's white privilege. I don't know.
I'll tell you this. Where I live in New York City, there's way more white guys that are assholes There's a lot of assholes that are white.
And I'm a
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm a giant guy. I'm only 5'10", but I weigh like 280.
Well, you got to fucking watch Fed Up, and you got to drop the sugar a little bit.
No.
Stop drinking the soda.
He's all muscle, this kid.
Sorry.
Stop drinking the soda while you're on that highway.
I'm sorry to hurt Chris's feelings, but my waist is only a 36.
Are you all muscle?
I'm built like a short LL Cool J.
Oh, so you're solid muscle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're diesel shit.
Listening to this guy, you would never think that he's a black bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like you really can't tell, I guess.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if I'm a bodybuilder.
Oh, yes, you are in my book.
I think this guy could be a problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. As long as I don't open my mouth, I don't sound like a fucking rube in the city. But as soon as I open my mouth, everybody goes, "Oh, that's a target."
Yeah.
If we were on the phone arguing, I would say, "Come down, pussy boy." And boy, would I be in for a rude awakening.
As this monster comes through the door.
When you came in, if you didn't talk when you walked in the door, I'd say, "Hang around, dude. I might need you to help me because there's some guy." I would tell you, "Stick around and watch. I'm going to kick some guy's ass when he gets here."
But I go to the gym, but it's not that much. I do like heavy haul and specialize and stuff like that. And most of my time is spent in northern Canada and Minnesota, and everybody talks like me, and it doesn't really, I go to New York. I go into Manhattan quite a bit.
You want to tell us what you have for lunch too?
No, I'm just saying I don't. Fucker, at least I ain't handing it to somebody.
What? What did he say?
At least I ain't handing somebody my lunch.
What?
Hand it to somebody? I mean, he's saying at least he didn't get picked on.
I said at least I'm not handing somebody my lunch.
Handing someone?
Magician.
Oh, sorry.
Don't bring up the sandwich.
Oh, yeah, when Chris handed the sandwich to
Oh,
the
yeah.
magician.
That was the last time Chris was in here.
Yeah, it's the worst
We
thing I've ever
had to
seen.
punish Chris.
Yeah, I got punished for that, for fucking trying to feed a dragon.
Easy on the bust of my balls, but I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Wow, that was interesting.
Consent form sounds like a spoof of 50 Shades of Grey. I'm proud to say I didn't see the movie or read the fucking book.
I saw it.
It was okay.
Oh, you saw the movie, Jimmy?
Yeah, I wanted to hate it, and I didn't love it.
Was it all right?
It's mild, but women loved it. Because I'm such a filth bag. Like, to a normal woman, I guess that's a nice progression into a sexy thing. He's a billionaire, owns his own company, handsome. Yeah. He just wants to tie you up and dominate you sexually. Most women would sign up for that.
Right.
Oh, the handsome millionaire wants to fucking cuff me and spank my ass and then fuck it? All right.
Are you saying they probably should have had like an uglier guy with a shittier job?
A guy who looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman who drives a UPS truck wants to fucking cuff you and then, piss on your feet.
Let's see if the movie plays the same way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You do everything that guy did in that movie. I really don't know the movie, but I would assume it's whatever. But yeah, you make the guy uglier and just some blue collar guy, and that move, the women would not be running to the theaters to see that.
What's his name? Christian Grey or
Christian
something?
Grey.
Well, it's 50 Shades of Grey because his last name is
Grey.
It's just Drek. I mean, the book is it's based on the
book. Yeah. There's going to be another one.
Is it as good as Lolita?
That one I never saw.
Oh boy, that's a fucking. Was she 13 in that one? In the original?
I never saw that one.
I read Lolita, and wowee,
James Mason.
And they say that's one of the best books ever written too.
I got to read it.
Even though the subject matter is a bit controversial, but Lolita is an amazing book.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Yes.
No, I never saw it.
You should read Lolita.
Read it. All right.
And do a book report and come back in here.
I'm going to do it.
Let's see. SNL skit when Eddie Murphy dressed as a white guy still holds up today. They should come up with an app with a digital sign-off form. Black man wants to give his perspective about white privilege. You want another one of these, Jimmy?
Sure.
Okay. Let's say hi to Terry in Chicago. Terry, what's going on?
I or a Y at the end, Terry.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Hello.
Pretty good, buddy.
Yeah, What I found out, so I grew up in the inner city of Chicago, man. I grew up in Inglewood, and it was pretty tough, like that point you were making about the cops and, like, not seeing them around. And I drive for Uber also, man. So I picked up these kids today. They were going to one of the fucking colleges up north in Evanston. And so it was like 4 of them in the back, so they were, like, bootied up, and there was one guy in the front. And then the cops pulled up behind us or whatever. So I was like, oh, dude, we're about to probably get pulled over, And then I told the one dude, I was like, hey, man, you're sitting on his lap, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, kind of move your head really subtly to where it kind of blends behind the guy who looks like he's just a regular passenger. And then when the light turned green, I just turned left real quick into this parking lot, And then the cop went past us. And they were like, oh, shit, that was really cool, man. How'd you learn that? And I was like, dude, we had to do that shit all the time.
Wait, exactly what did you do again? I'm a little
the phone's
confused.
a little rough, but...
How did you...
Sorry.
It's okay.
My bad.
No, you just knew that there was a possibility. I think I got this, that the cop is going to pull you over, so you just understand maybe to do a few things to hopefully avoid that.
Absolutely. You got to make that turn, man. And so usually what we would do, like, because when we were younger growing up, the cops would absolutely pull us over. It was a lot of bullshit going on, but they would pull us over for no reason. So what you do is you just bend a couple of blocks. And then that's how you can find out whether or not they're trying to follow you. You know what I mean? So if we would just turn into somebody's driveway or some shit and just get out of the car and act like we were going to the house, and then they would just drive off. You know what I mean? But most likely they were probably going to fuck with us.
But Terry, that's a white thing too. I've had cops behind me, and all of a sudden you feel this weird guilt, even though you're not doing anything, and you're like, there's too much pressure right now. So I would turn off and take a right or go into a parking lot and say fuck and let the guy go.
Yeah,
I've done that.
Sure, I understand that, but that's something that you probably didn't have to learn. You know what I mean? Like, that's something.
I think it's instinct, though. When you get a cop behind you, you just, I don't know, it's weird. You start fucking panicking a little bit.
And, another thing I learned that kind of introduced me a little bit to the white privilege, because I didn't kind of believe in it. I knew there was always a difference. But last year, I got this job working for a logistics firm here in Chicago. And when I went in, like, I came out of the military and I had 10 years of experience. And then when I got into this office, dude, I was the only black person in their training. I'm 36. There's everybody else in there was like 30 of us. Everybody else was in between 20 and 25. Most of them just came from working at Nike shoe store. Here I am out of the military, 10 years there, logistics the entire time. Went to school for logistics, got my BA in that, and it was hard as fuck for me to even get in the door. And then you got these people who are walking in, but what I learned from that also was what's called the hidden job market. I had no clue this even existed. And the hidden job market is basically like, there was this one guy who they were asking everybody, hey, how'd you get your job? How'd you find out about it? And this one kid, Ed, he's a really good friend of mine now. He's like, my dad plays golf with Eric Laskowski. Eric Laskowski's the fucking CEO of the company. And
so it's like nepotism or people who know each other. Yeah, it's a lot of that happens in business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was shocking to me because I'm like, dude, I've been busting my ass my entire life to try to get to a position where I could be in a company that I can consider to be corporate and actually be. But see, what I do now is instead of letting that bring me down, what I do is I use that as motivation. When I see myself get into a situation like that, and there's not a lot of black people, I'm like, well, fuck, I got to try to get more people in. You know what I mean? Like, opposed to allowing it to bring me down. But that white privilege, it absolutely does exist because there's a lot of things that, like when I go out and I'm walking around, dude, I am constantly worried about what people think. You know what's funny, too? I drive for Uber. It was this bitch a minute ago, and excuse me, I'm loopy because I just stopped working a little bit ago. So I picked her up. It was about 5 this morning or whatever, and I picked her up, and she jumped in. We had a little small talk or whatever. And then she's like, so, are you normally up this early? And I was like, yeah, I was in the military for a while, so like I usually get up at 5 every day. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I was just one. But I'm like, where did that question even come from? You requested an Uber at 5 o'clock in the morning. Any Uber driver was going to be able to pick you up at 5 in the morning, so why would it be shocking to you, or why would you even ask me? But I was like, this bitch just think black people don't get up until 10 o'clock in the morning. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what, and I was like, wow, that's really weird that she would ask me that. But it's little shit like that You know what I mean? That you kind of pick up on, and you like, why would that even be?
Yeah. Terry, I gotta tell you something. You just got black privilege, because I think if you were a white caller, I think I would have hung up on you.
Yeah,
dude. You know what? Me and you have a love-hate relationship that you don't even know about, man. I've been trying to get your attention on Twitter for so long, because like every now and then I'll go back. I'm a big proponent of Patrice.
Yeah.
And so, like, every now and then I'll go back and I'll listen to some of the episodes when he was on the show or whatever. And so I was laughing my ass off at the one when he was talking about how Asian people don't have any fucking common sense when it comes to, like, culturally, and they don't want to give you things that's showing you, like, loyalty.
You just picked one of my favorite Patrice O'Neal bits. He did so many amazing things on this show and other versions of this show, but that Asian thing resonated with me.
Hilarious.
Fucking hilarious. Because the same thing happened to me. I go to the same Asian place over and over again, and they can't give you anything for free. Just a little break. And like Patrice said back in the day, they don't even recognize you.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't. And I remember when he was saying that they want to try to keep you out by putting up the signs, and the signs are actually in whatever language it is. Instead, he's like, I don't give a fuck about your squiggly line and F in a boat. You know what I mean? But you know what really stood out to me, and I really was upset with you when I tweeted this to you on Twitter. I put, Opie, good job with the headache spice. Because you were like, what are they putting in the fucking Chinese food? And you said it was a headache spice.
Yeah.
It made me laugh so fucking hard, man. And I'm like, dude, Oak just don't get enough credit for the funny shit.
Yeah, but you said you gave me a problem for that or something.
No, I love you. It's okay. I get it.
No, the thing with Asian restaurants, really fast, because it happens in New York, there are Asian restaurants in Chinatown where they do not want tourists to go in, and that's why they have the signs like that.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are friendly for tourists, it's in English. That people know that now.
But they always have those delicious fucking ducks hanging in the window. Why wouldn't I want to go in there and eat the fucking duck, man?
True, but there's some Asian restaurants down in Chinatown. It's just for the locals. They don't give a fuck. They don't need the tourists, and so they make it really hard. I had a horrible experience back in the day where we sat at a table for hours, and if the company wasn't good, we would have left the fucking place. But we just kept ordering drinks, and we watched tables get served and leave before they really took care of us. Mm-hmm. And then I talked about it on the radio back in the day, and someone finally explained it to me. They're like, they do that all the time because there are restaurants down there that are just for the locals or whatever. And they don't want anybody else and don't need anybody else in there. So
I like to think in those restaurants too that they're like keeping us out because the guys are back there actually wearing those fucking Jenga sandals. You know, like when you see on the fucking Asian movies where they have the little sandals with a block and it's got the two little blocks on the bottom of it. I would love to walk in and they've got those on, and a chick with a kimono is fucking chopping heads off with a katana.
Right on.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, Terry, we got to go to break. Thank you, sir.
Cool, man. Thank you, man. Later.
Terry in Chicago.
One guy on Twitter, Joseph, said, we're not privileged. It's just that they're so statistically likely to be involved in crime and debauchery that we get off easy. It's beyond just the crime stats. If it was just that, I would say, oh, maybe it is just an excuse for, but it's not just the crime. And I've talked to, most of the guys I know are not criminals. Most of the guys that have experienced this stuff, they're comic, which doesn't mean that they're fucking perfect citizens, but they're not violent criminals.
Yeah.
A lot of them come from violent neighborhoods, but they're just guys who are funny.
And they all have stories.
And I've heard it from too many women and too many different sources.
Right.
If it was all the same source, if it was all guys with fucking, a certain colored bandana, I'd go, all right, maybe you're the problem. But
I was in Aruba like a couple of last month, and it was myself, Ray Allen, and Tony Woods, who's black.
Oh, boy, is he.
Oh, yeah.
And Tony's.
We were
you know who Tony is?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's fucking hilarious.
I don't know him that well, but
he's the best.
He's literally one of the funniest comics ever.
Seriously, he's like amazing. He, I guess was, influenced Dave Chappelle and all that. He's been in the game a long time. And then Ray Allen, who's white, and then we're walking on the beach, and Ray Allen he would say, well, look, we're going to sneak into this hotel and go down their pool. They go down their slide in this pool. They got this sick, like, carnival slide. So we're like, oh, that'd be great. And all three of us walked past this homeless guy fucking frying on the beach, like dying in Aruba, and Tony Woods was the only one who gave him, he had a cup, the homeless guy had a cup, and he poured some of his water in the cup. So me and Ray are walking past like, assholes, we don't even acknowledge this, and Woods, I'm like, oh, that's great. And then we sneak into the pool. Me and Ray get in fine. The security guard, who was black, tells Tony he's got to go. And throws Tony out because he's like, too many black guys try to get in here. He said that, right? He was like, too many black guys try to get in here and go down this pool that aren't guests of whatever hotel we were at.
Is it a black island? Like, are they normally locals?
I guess.
I don't know what Aruba's like, but
Aruba, yeah, they're like black. Yeah, I guess they're black. They're black or like Spanish looking. But it was interesting that like he got profiled, Woods. But if 5 seconds before that, out of 3 of us, Woods was the only one who showed any compassion to a homeless guy. And then our stupid white, sunburnt asses got down the slide.
Well, yeah, you look more like the tourist. That's all it is. You look more like hotel guests.
Yeah, but it's something I just thought of. I was like, that was a fucked up situation for Tony because.
Well, I don't care about Tony. How great was the slide?
The slide was excellent.
Yeah?
It was great.
Well, it was awesome.
I didn't want to tell Tony how good it was, but I felt like
Well, you guys are assholes. Why don't you leave with Tony?
Well, we did. Well, we didn't realize because we got lost in the shuffle, and then I kind of noticed that Tony wasn't there, but I was like, let me just go down one more time, and then we'll go look for him.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at something my friend said. Sorry, Greg.
Sorry, Greg.
Chris Distefano in studio. Chris D Comedy on Twitter. Yep. ChrisDComedy.com for all his tour dates.
Yep.
But it looks like you got University of Massachusetts on April 4th. That's the next one.
That's the next one, yep. But the next one, those are all the private ones. The next one you guys can come to is April 22nd and 23rd, Carmine's Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie. But April 15th, Concord Community College in Concord, New Hampshire. That's a special invite for Greg only.
Oh, nice.
Because he's from New Hampshire.
Go see Chris Distefano. Yep. And Jimmy's got the weekend off, but he's back on the road next weekend. It's Portland, Oregon.
The Aladdin Theater, and then Denver, the Paramount, and then Philly, the Fillmore. And then the Grand Opera House in Wilmington, Delaware, April 1st.
Portland, Oregon. Go visit Joseph Stalin's granddaughter lives there. You see that article?
I did, yeah. I didn't know
she's in Portland.
What does she do?
She's just, I don't know, she's just a fucking communist granddaughter.
Why is she in the paper? Like, what is she?
I don't know what she did. Oh, there you go, yeah.
40s.
Yeah, Portland.
Is she hot?
She ain't bad.
Oh, she's got a little punk vibe, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Wow, she don't play.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that picture. We'll tweet it out for the people. All right, we're going to break here and eat and stuff. Stay there. Yes, we're back on a Friday. Chris Distefano in studio.
Oh, yeah.
My acquaintance.
Just acquaintances.
Yes, let's downplay it a little bit so Greg can have a good day. So, envelope with white powder, threatening note sent to Trump's son Eric. Gonna get a little of that, right?
Yeah, you get these fucking assholes that want to do stuff like that.
A letter that contained white powder and a threatening message was sent to the Central Park South home of Donald Trump's son on Thursday.
What did they say in the message? Oh, your cookies were not floury enough. Did you hear what I said? That's cute, right?
It's very cute.
Travis does not think it was cute.
I think they basically said, if your father becomes president, I don't see it in here, so I don't know. It is? Okay. The envelope with the Massachusetts postmark was addressed to Eric Trump, 32, at his apartment on the 14th floor. Blah, blah, blah. The letter contained a threatening message that implied, okay, here it is, yes, that Donald Trump's children would be hurt if the GOP candidate did not withdraw from the presidential race.
Oh, he better drop out immediately. I guess that'll work.
Yeah.
Eric's wife opened the envelope and white powder fell out, prompting police, fire crews, and the FBI to respond. It was not clear what the powder was.
It's nothing, but can you imagine if Trump just dropped out and said, someone threatened my son. I'm very sorry for all the things I've said. Please don't bother us. Like, what a shock that would be. If that's all it took was one. Someone called and said they're going to hurt me and they hung up. So I'm dropping out and I apologize. Well, that's all it took. That's it.
I think Donald cares way too much about himself to worry about his son.
Do you think if he doesn't win the presidency, his career is over? You think he's just skyrocketed him? He'll be more famous than ever.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, his career is his business. I mean, he's still at the top of that whole thing. It's getting weird, man. They just don't want him as their nominee.
I know.
This convention, I think, is going to be very interesting.
I'm lost. So what's an open convention?
Oh, my God, I don't know.
I'm fucking lost.
It's a convention that can have sex with other conventions.
Every open convention. I don't know what it is.
It just means they'll have some other votes this, and this is where I need my stunt brain. But then again, stunt brain might bore the people.
I'm trying
with his knowledge.
I sit there and I try to listen to that. I try to listen to what it means, who the fuck Merrick Garland is with the Supreme Court. I understand the justice died, but I don't get what the big deal is. I'm just so lost.
I could do broad strokes of politics. The big news yesterday, Lindsey Graham, a senator, has now more or less, he's fundraising, but he's now endorsing Ted Cruz.
Okay.
And if you know anything about that, this Lindsey Graham hates Ted Cruz. Right. But he basically is saying he's our best choice. He basically said he's our best choice, unfortunately, because that's how much he doesn't like Donald Trump. He dislikes Ted Cruz immensely.
Then why does he just not endorse anyone?
That's why
I was thinking.
That's why I hate all these fucking guys. None of them are genuine.
Why can't he just say, I don't like any of these people and I'm not voting for any of them? I'm voting for Hillary. She's
Is there
better.
some political obligation to endorse someone? Or
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. What do I know? I just show up and do my business.
He's basically saying he's the best conservative we have left, so I am forced to endorse this guy.
Right.
You have the joke? Yeah. Is this the joke one? This is what Lindsey Graham very recently said about Ted Cruz. I hope it's the same video I saw. Just play this.
If you killed Ted Cruz on the floor of the Senate, and the trial was in the Senate, nobody could convict you.
Did you hear that? Because the audio's a little bad.
If you kill Ted Cruz on the floor of the Senate,
right,
nobody could convict you.
And the trial was
the trial was on the floor of the Senate.
Oh.
Because they hate him.
They hate him that much. And this is Lindsey Graham.
Right.
And now he's... this is why they're all just full of shit in the end.
They are awful.
I can't believe that joke crushed. Crushed.
And then he went on. I mean, he's always good. He's gone after Ted Cruz many times. And then yesterday he's supporting him, basically.
Well, they're all garbage.
Alternative to Donald Trump to stop him from getting to 1237 is Ted Cruz.
Where's the music
I'm going to help Ted in every way I can. I'm going to raise money for him.
It's all about stopping. These little fucking faggots don't like that somebody else is coming in and spoiling their little party. They don't like that someone from the outside is coming in and fucking cock-slapping all of them. Yeah, they can't handle it.
They want to continue to think there's nothing wrong with their party instead of seeing the signs like, look, you got major fucking problems and you gotta reorganize as a party.
But they're all that's the way they think. I hate this guy, but I don't want the outsider coming in.
Mm-hmm. I disliked it when Chris Christie endorsed Trump, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He didn't look comfortable up there.
I've never seen anybody more uncomfortable. He looked like Woody Allen and Zelig when Hitler was talking.
Chris Christie said some pretty awful things about Trump during the campaign, and then they just throw that away like, we're campaigning. Right. You got to do that type of thing. And now I think he's the greatest.
Same with Ben Carson.
The greatest.
He endorsed Trump too, Ben Carson. Even in his endorsement speech to Trump, he was like, look, he's not as bad as you think, or he's really not that bad. Like Ben Carson wasn't saying wasn't saying I love Trump. He was just saying like I don't know. He's just he's not total scum.
When that happens, and I'm sitting at home watching this, and then I'm screaming. I actually start screaming at the TV. I'm like, well, which guy are you?
Yeah,
the one that was taking the shots during the debates, or this guy?
Or this guy?
Who are you? Which one is the real one?
But what can the Republican Party do if Trump wins all these delegates? They can still say, well, fuck you. We're putting Ted Cruz up.
Especially if he doesn't hit the actual number, then there's things I guess they could do at the convention.
Couldn't Trump then just run as some other party?
Yes, but now, like I said, I could speak in broad strokes with this shit. There's hints that they might just try to throw a third party candidate in there anyway.
Like who would that be?
Well, John Boehner supports Paul Ryan.
Oh.
That's who he's endorsing for the presidency.
Well, he's not going to win.
He's the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, but I feel like nobody knows that.
Huh?
I feel like nobody knows that.
Yeah, people know it.
You think?
He's very new to the job, but
right.
Yeah, now they're hinting that maybe we could try to find a third party.
Who cares who he likes? Like, why does anyone give a fuck who John Boehner's voting for?
I don't
go vote.
I agree with you. I don't know why, because someone you like is endorsing a candidate, then you run and vote for that person.
Right.
I understand when unions and stuff get behind a candidate, because the union is like, look, we have really studied this, and this would be way better for all our lives. I sort of get that. But
Right.
then when a celebrity says I'm for Trump or whatever, and then because you like that celebrity, you're running and saying, okay, well now I got to vote for Trump. That seems kind of ridiculous.
People don't like the way I say I'm supporting Trump on stage. I'm like, am I the only one who's for the Trump Meister? And I put my thumb up. They haven't liked that.
You want to? All right, let's let Mike in New Mexico explain the open convention. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Opie, you beautiful, sexy bastard that all the female Portuguese midgets around the world want to fuck you like a wild Bavarian dog in heat. How are you?
I like that. That was a nice compliment,
nice.
Jimmy.
Hold on a second, sir. Travis?
Nope.
No, I kind of like this guy. I like this guy.
He's pointing at Chris.
Yeah. Explain the open convention.
All right, one more thing. Chris, I love you, and Jim, the best comedian ever, man. You're the best.
Thank you very much.
Now you gotta like him, Jimmy. You gotta like him.
I do like him. I didn't
All
like his
right.
opening statement.
All right.
Now, the open convention, this is how it's going to happen. If Donald Trump goes in there with under 100 delegates short of that magic number, 1273, he'll get the nomination. Now, if he goes over 100 delegates and Mr. Haney from Green Acres and the other fag, if he they're going to try to get into it where they're going to, push him. Now, what it is the delegates and everybody, they wheel and deal, but Donald Trump is going to beat them all. It's going to be a catastrophe if they don't give it to Donald Trump. Opie, here's the deal. I'm a truck driver. I'll go around the country, all right? Everybody wants Trump, and here's the reason why, okay? It's obvious what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now. It's the Republican Party is just the same as the Democratic Party. They all bought and sold by special interest groups and lobbyists. They all know their skeletons in each other's closets. Here comes an outsider, comes in there, and you want to know something? They did the same thing to Ronald Reagan when Reagan was running for president. This guy is going to be one of the best presidents ever because he's going to go sit down with the Republicans and Democrats and say, hey, we got to get this country back into shape. We got to do what's right.
Here's what Trump needs to do this too. Like, this is something that he's not done well. Like when he talks to every single group he's complained about, or the majority of them, he's complaining about rich people, but he's got to somehow let people know, because he has no voting history, that he's not a racist. And I don't mean being politically correct. A lot of these guys have voting histories and histories of getting things done, or a constituency or whatever it is. He doesn't have that. So all they know is, okay, he's gone after Mexicans. He said he doesn't want Muslims in, but like, he seems to just be targeting, like, he's got to let people see the other side. Cause I was talking to a black guy yesterday. He goes, I would fucking vote for this guy in a second if I didn't think he was a racist. And maybe he's not a racist. Maybe he just needs to fucking communicate certain ideas a little bit better. Without, it's like, without saying things the way he's saying them.
And he'll have time to change some of those people's opinions of him.
Maybe, yeah.
What's amazing about Trump, he's a billionaire that is talking to the working class. That is not an easy thing to do. Usually when you see a billionaire is running for the presidency, you're like, go fuck yourself. What do you know about, the working class? But this guy is absolutely talking to those people.
What do I know? A bunch of muckety mucks down there doing what they do. I just go to work. I look at the check. I'm like, who the hell's FICA? We all laugh. You heard what I said in there.
And what is it? Yes.
Let me tell you a quick story. I'll tell you what's going on out here, all right? I was in Colorado Springs at a big factory, Samsonite. I backed up my 53-foot trailer in the door, and I seen this guy loading up my trailer, and he was crying. I get out of the truck. I say, hey, is everything okay? You all right? He said, can I get you something? He goes, nah. I've been working in this fucking factory for 34 years. Now my job, this happened 4 years ago. Now I'm loading up the equipment I worked for 34 years. Is going down in Mexico. Now they're going to build the Samsonite briefcases down in Mexico.
It's a good story.
Yeah, this what I see almost every fucking day out here, and that's why people are so fed up. And there's so many people, Democrats, Republicans, fags, cocksuckers. They all want Donald Trump, and that's why they love Donald Trump. Just like Donald Jr.
I wasn't expecting
that.
that.
Jr. said that my dad is on a Sunday afternoon. He'll wear a flannel shirt, eat pizza, and fall like a regular man.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire, but that's the type of guy he is. We got to get a change done in here.
You know, I tell you, it's the same old, same old. That's what I say.
Same old, same old.
I eat my meatloaf. I complain. Who'd listen?
Yeah.
One more thing, Opie. Can I say one more thing, my beautiful friend?
Yes, Mike.
You know, I used to listen to that big Jew cocksucker down the hallway where there's those.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Jeez. That's
wow.
Absolutely no way to talk about our friend Pete down the hall. Boo! I couldn't think of a Jewish guy. I don't even know if he is.
More entertaining, and more fun, and more. And you got the best comedians. You start with that.
Thank you, sir.
Jim Norton than any other radio show.
Yeah, me and Jim are fucking rocking with our chemistry. Woo! Show's been on fire, my friend. And I'm not even making a joke. It's been a blast. A lot of fun. And here's another thing. I don't close the hallways when I come to work.
There you go.
I just walk among the people.
Why would you close the hallways?
Huh?
What do you mean close the hallways?
Oh, I don't know. Oh. Just giving a little another tidbit.
You don't close the hallways.
You want me to say?
I don't know how you could.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course I can't close the hallways. I'm just referring to maybe someone else that is now closing hallways when he comes and goes.
He doesn't want to see the peasants.
Someone has gotten the hallways to be closed when he arrives and leaves. A certain someone. Yes, E-Rock.
I don't know, he comes up in a freight elevator because he has to.
Is he here today?
Yeah, I saw him in there before.
Is.
Really?
With his Adidas jacket on.
That guy just hung up, by the way.
Yeah, all day I dream about snacks.
That was nice.
All right, Jimmy, we got a tough call for Jimmy now. A tough call coming in for Jimmy. Chris in South Carolina, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hi, Chris.
It's Friday. We're looking at the clock. We're getting the fuck out of here soon.
No, I understand.
Not that we have tough jobs, but we also like to enjoy our weekends.
No, I know you guys bitch about having the easiest job in the world. But I mean, I was just curious as to you guys, Opie and Jimmy. You're obviously my favorites in the world, but why is it that, for example, Opie, right now you just said that Donald Trump, he speaks to the working class. How? What has he done? Well, what do you mean? You can't just say something and then expect that's conclusory. How? Like, what do you mean?
Are you watching his rallies? It's pretty obvious he's talking to the working class. He's trying to keep jobs in America. He's trying to keep out illegals that are taking the jobs of the working class. I'm answering your question.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing. Whether he does it when he gets into office, if he even gets into office, is another thing.
It just doesn't make sense to me. For example, Jimmy's criteria for an able-bodied president is someone who is not politically correct.
That's not true.
It's beyond me.
That you're misclassifying what I said.
Chris, Chris.
What criteria do you have?
You're misclassifying what I said.
Chris, we could talk. I
didn't say that.
That's exactly what you've been saying.
No, it's really not.
You've been saying, "Oh, you're shaking up all these faggots."
I've actually said. Hold on, you're misquoting me. It's not, dude.
Republican, and then you're on his dick.
No, it's not what I said. I didn't. I actually said just the opposite.
There's tape of you saying that.
I said just the opposite. I said it's not just about being politically incorrect. I've said that. It's not just because, he says politically incorrect thing. Do you want me to answer to you, or you just want to babble and do your own fucking podcast?
You're literally saying to talk about this, and then you're talking about other things that's babbling.
I'm answering your question. You're accusing me of something. You're lying, or you're just misinformed. That's not what I said. What I like is the fact that he says things, whether they're right or wrong, and he isn't cowed by people saying he needs to apologize. There's nothing to do with political correctness, because they might be trying to get him to apologize for something that's not a politically incorrect offense. I like the fact that anyone who's doing that says what they want. I like the fact that anyone doing that says what they want and stands by it, whether it's right or wrong. I would respect Ted Cruz if he did it. I would respect Hillary if she did it. Anybody who behaves that way, I respect. That's not to do with political correctness.
Hitler believed what he believed when he wanted to kill the Jews, and because he was saying something that he believed, and it was wrong, just like this guy's saying about Mexicans.
You're just trying to shoehorn Hitler into it, dude. Stop.
But it's shoehorn. had no shoehorning at all.
Yes, it is.
It's an analogy that you failed to.
I get it. I get it. It's a silly analogy. Stop it. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Your criteria for a president is just showing me how ignorant you both are of politics.
I don't agree with you. That's ignorant. You just said that Donald Trump is Hitler, and I'm ignorant.
You're ignorant. You're so ignorant that you're saying that the president is. Your criteria for president is someone who says what he wants.
No, it's not. I was addressing the one point you made. You just said my criteria for president. I also happen to like the fact that he isn't. I also like the fact that he isn't a slave to special interest. I also like the fact that he's got enough money where he can't be bought. I also like the fact that he's dealt with both of these people behind the scenes, and he fucking understands. He's exposed these people for who they are, and that's why they hate him. That's why they hate him.
Politics. How can he?
I don't understand politics. He's fucking mopping the floor with all of these people who quote unquote understand politics.
He's mopping the floor with people who are angry on a
right, but not an intellectual giant like yourself. I get it, dude. You're a bright guy. You see it for what it really is. But all the rubes who like Trump, they don't see it the way it really. I get it, man. You're brighter than everyone. Gotcha.
I mean, I probably am, but
yeah, no, I hear you. That you're exactly the type of intellectually arrogant cocksucker who is why people like Trump. You're exactly what's wrong. Because you have that, you're thinking, oh, this is why these people like Trump, just because he says politically incorrect things. Wrong.
It's not about being politically correct or not being politically
I know.
correct.
Now you're going back on what you just said.
Like a fucking comedian who wants to say whatever he wants, which is great. That's what you cling to.
That's not what I cling to. So now are you lying, or are you just going to keep repeating your point?
Trump says all this shit, or he says what was on his mind. That's all you cling to, dude. You have nothing else.
I just said that I like the fact that he's not a slave to special interest groups. I like the fact that he is exposing these people for who they are. If what he's doing is bullshit, of course I know that. If what he's doing is bullshit, why are they all trying to change the way they interact because of what he's doing? Why are every one of them changing the way they communicate? They're a bunch of fucking people without countries. They don't even know who they are.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Ted Cruz or fucking Marco Rubio talking one way. I'm going to keep a positive campaign, and then running around and then bashing Trump, trying to be like him, and Trump just calling him Little Marco, and he's ruined because he's trying to be something he's not.
You have to adapt. Every candidate, every time you go to an election, it's not going to be just.
You don't like what he said about Mexicans.
You can't blame Marco Rubio for adapting to the campaign environment. Albeit he lost because he wasn't strong enough.
Oh, but you can blame Trump for saying things you don't like. He's Hitler. Oh, Rubio's just adapting and Trump's not. Got it. Okay.
The problem with Trump, I'm not blaming Trump for saying what he likes. That's great. That's not an issue at all. My issue is that he's a complete bigot.
That's a problem. You know, the fact that he comes off as bigot, I don't know if he's a bigot or if he is just such, because he's definitely an insensitive billionaire. And does he not understand how shitty these things sound? Because I said before, he needs to address the fact that he says these things that sound really racist, because I was talking to a black guy yesterday, and this is a lot of people's feelings, who's like, I would love to vote for Trump, but he's a racist. And he really needs to address that better. That point I agree with. But I don't think that he's necessarily a bigot, because I think if he was a total bigot, he would mask it better. I think the fact that he is just saying these stupid things, he thinks he's giving a pragmatic, a reasonable response, and he is not realizing how shitty some of these things sound.
I think he thinks he's being funny.
In some cases, yeah.
All right, he's an entertainer as well. That plays into it.
But he's also, dude, he's also not trained in the world of speaking in little sound bites and appeasing everyone. Like, if
I guarantee you, he has been trained just like the rest of them.
Oh, okay. So then I guess you guarantee me that he's been trained. He's not a politician. He's never been in public office, but you think that he has that exact same political campaign running ability that the rest of them do.
Dude, these guys have advisors up the ass who literally run through them with how they're going to talk, what they're going to say, and everything. Yes, they're trained.
They are.
Donald Trump.
But
if Donald Trump went in there just off the knowledge on the top of his head, he would be lost, and all of them would. All of them would.
But he's not trained. He comes from a world where in his world, he walks in with the biggest dick in the room and he throws it on the table because he's the fucking boss. That's where the world he comes from. These guys are all much more experienced in talking to people who they need to vote for them. They're all more experienced in saying things that are palatable to everyone in a way that is palatable to everyone. Or to as many people as possible.
I guarantee you,
Jesus Christ, dude. You have no ability to go back and forth with someone. Like, I'm just getting to a point and you just jump in.
That's fair.
All right, Chris. You made your point.
Right.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Chris in South Carolina. Yeah, have a conversation. If you don't have to agree with any of this shit.
Yeah.
We'll have a conversation.
But don't tell me what I'm looking for in a president because it's one point that I like about the guy. I said one of the things I like is that I hate the rest of them so much.
You've always said it's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
As far as he's calling everyone out on their political correctness bullshit.
I also think it's stupid the way he addressed immigration. I think it won Ann over, but it didn't win me over. I thought it was stupid the way he addressed it. I didn't like what he said about John McCain. I said I also thought banning all Muslims is an un-American thing. Mm-hmm. He thinks it's like a rational excuse. Well, this is the problem. That's what you do. But many times, Chris, if you're listening, I've said that was an un-American solution.
Right.
So don't just call up and misquote me and then yammer through what I'm trying to explain myself.
And boy, do the Mexicans, they don't like Trump.
No, I don't blame them, though. He came out and said that stupidly.
There's a couple Mexicans in my life.
Yeah.
And man, when Trump comes on the TV, when they're at my house, oh boy.
He needs to clarify.
Oh boy, do they get mad immediately.
What he is saying. Because this is where he probably should have had a bit of a script. When you're saying a lot of the Mexicans, because there are a lot of people that come here for their families, even though it's illegal, and maybe they should be sent back because it's illegal, but they're not rapists or criminals. The way he said that was stupid.
Right. But they look at the TV and I swear they just go, no bueno.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They give the big no bueno every time they see his face pop up on my TV at home.
Yesterday I was at a bar downtown and everyone was wearing the Spanish, I don't know if they were Mexican, but the Spanish people working at the bar were wearing hats that say, "We're making America great again." So I asked one of them, I said, that hat, that's crazy. And I was like, so you must not like Trump? He's like, no. He's like, I don't dislike Trump. And he had a little bit of a Spanish accent. He was like, but I don't dislike Trump. He's like, I just think, this hat symbolizes like, he talks out against us, but we like, but we're the ones that do the work in this country. And I said, well, would you vote for him? And he said, yeah, I would, because I like Hillary even less. So I never heard a Spanish person. That was the first Spanish person I ever encountered yesterday that was like, I would vote for Trump.
Right.
If he had the right to vote. But I think he's here illegally.
I mean, there's something to be said for people who are willing to fucking go through all that just to get here. They're not all here for shitty reasons. A lot of them want to come here and just work under better conditions.
They want a better life for themselves and their families.
Oh, and I forgot he said this. He said that he has friends that work for the Trump buildings, and I guess who are, the same, from the same country he's from, and they said they all love Donald Trump's a good boss, and that he's fair to them.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Really fast, we got Stump Brain on the line here. Asked for your call a while ago there, Stump Brain. What's going on?
Oh, that was fun.
We're trying to
Jimmy and that gentleman.
I didn't even care that he said that. It was almost like when you're in the middle of an explanation and someone's just yapping. It's like, I've heard what you said. I'm not yelling, but just give me a second to fucking clarify what you think I said.
Yeah, and that's really what all of us want. We want people to understand what they think we said and what we really said.
Yeah, that's the greatest cause of arguments is people don't feel like they're being heard.
Right.
And that's the reason why Trump is so popular, because people don't think they're being heard. You nailed it. He's tapped into that anger and frustration that the system is rigged.
And I love how people get mad and they go, yeah, but he's just tapping into people's anger. Well, yeah.
That's
they're
a big
angry at
thing.
the same fucking garbage people on both sides representing them, and then people are saying he's wrong to tap into that.
Right.
Ted Cruz fucking stinks. Marco Rubio fucking stinks.
Kasich?
I honestly don't know enough about him. I think he's too conservative for my taste, but Hillary fucking stinks. Although she stinks less, I think, than
Bernie.
You know what, man? I'm sorry. A 75-year-old socialist? No. I don't want a guy ready to die trying to make things right with his creator, giving everyone's money to everyone. Fuck yourself.
Yeah, at what age?
That's hilarious.
Here's a side thing. At what age money doesn't mean anything?
At his age.
Yeah, it's like
what age, though?
Warren Buffett said, billionaires ought to be paying more taxes. Great statement when you're 85.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you. But at what age where you finally realize, money means nothing?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Of course not. We're still relatively young.
Yeah.
Reagan was 69 when he took office, and he was the oldest.
Right. Stunt brain. So now Paul Ryan is basically saying a contested convention looking more likely. And what is a contested convention? And is that similar to a brokered convention?
Well, they're the same thing. Contested, open, and brokered are all the same thing.
Okay.
What happens is if nobody's got 1237 in terms of delegate count, on the first ballot, they go through, and everyone is obligated to vote whoever they were assigned. So if Trump's got 1,100 and Cruz has 1,000, those numbers will show up. And everybody else who got a Kasich ballot or a Rubio ballot will have to vote that way. And then on the second ballot, they're allowed to take that sticker off and vote whoever they want to vote for. So that's where the horse trading comes in, and that's where sometimes people will say, well, I would like to get Paul Ryan in here, as Boehner said, or I'd like to consolidate my votes from, say, Kasich or Rubio behind Cruz, and that could put Cruz over the top. But the GOP doesn't have the superdelegates. That's only the Democrats. But it could get ugly. It could get stupid. But at the 2012 convention in Tampa, the GOP was worried that Ron Paul was going to embarrass Romney. So they changed the rules before the first vote to say that unless you've won at least 8 states delegates, you cannot vote your delegates in the first round. And that was effectively to silence the Ron Paul voters.
And that's what Trump is tapping into. It's the disgust at these shitheads.
Well, and now that rule, Jimmy, is going to come back and bite him on the ass because it's stuck there for this one. Donald Trump is the only one who's won 8 states. He's won 11.
Wow.
So if nobody else gets it, they'd have to effectively change the rules in the middle of the game, which would guarantee total chaos at the convention.
Good, they deserve it. Because Mitt Romney, by the way, is a cocksucker for coming out. It was like you sulked, you sunk your fucking stupid head in the tub after you got your ass kicked, and no one heard from you, and now all of a sudden you pop out like you're this returning white knight. Go fuck yourself, Mitt.
Exactly. And I don't have a problem with Trump saying there will be riots if they do him wrong. Because once again, he's speaking the truth.
Maybe he meant me. I'm funny.
There'll be
fucking boo.
But
there's going to be a lot of anger if they try to take the nomination away from Trump. The people will be fucking pissed.
I would absolutely vote for Hillary Clinton before I would vote for Rubio. I would vote for Hillary before I would vote for that shit Ted Cruz. Any of the Republicans I wouldn't vote for except for Trump. Mm-hmm. I would vote for Hillary before any of them except him.
That's not too crazy. Yeah. That's not a crazy statement.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch. That's all I can tell you. Unless somebody else wins at least 8 states delegates, it is basically in Trump's pocket because he's the only one they can vote for on that first ballot.
And what about this third-party candidate that the establishment, the GOP establishment, could push out there?
I think that basically says, Hillary, congratulations.
Yeah, well, of course. That's why they're in a really tough spot.
Yeah, and they did it to themselves. That whole vote with trying to shut up the Ron Paul people is what's totally screwing this up. And they can't change the rules in the middle of the game.
God, they're such fucking... How do you like these people, Mike? They're such... they're such fucking little spoiled babies who like their own little club and they don't want... And like, the fact that they would do that to a guy like Ron Paul, who really is one of their own, because he was talking about the Fed and all these things, and he probably could have run circles around Mitt talking about the Treasury and all these national debt issues, and they were afraid Mitt was going to get his ass kicked and that Ron Paul wouldn't stand a chance in the election against Obama. They're such fucking assholes.
They went for branding over substance in that case. You know,
they're the worst.
Way to not see what's been going on.
Yeah, I'm so glad that video of him snuck out and hurt him. Good.
The GOP has put themselves in this position.
Yeah. And they're going to be their own undoing on this.
Oh, those geese.
They got to wake the fuck up. They got major fucking problems.
I got to duck out, gentlemen. Thank you.
Quack.
That's it?
Well, I got a conference going.
I wanted you to explain superdelegates because that gets crazy. And I didn't even realize that the Republicans didn't have superdelegates.
I will
only the
explain
Democrats.
it to you on Monday. I've got it.
Next time. All right.
Chapter and verse.
No worries. Thank you, Mike.
Bye.
All right.
All right, so now we understand open convention.
He works at the Blaze. He knows this shit.
Yeah.
He studies this shit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I can't expect him to agree on air that Mitt's a cocksucker. I'm just saying that.
He probably understands.
God, I stink.
What'd you drop today?
My fun.
Your fun?
My cell phone.
Let's see.
You didn't like my duck out joke?
No, I loved it.
I liked it.
You think it was a hit?
It was a hit with me. It's terrible.
It's terrible. I know. It just came out to us. So, I'm embarrassed I did it. It was so awful. It just quacked.
A lot of phones. Agrees. Trump does speak to the working class. That's pretty obvious. He's speaking to the working class.
Yeah, I think so.
Whether he gets half that shit done if he becomes president, that'll be another thing.
Yeah.
But that's pretty obvious, I think. Callers are ridiculous. They're way too mad today.
Oh, I know the anger.
We get a lot of mad people.
Very upset.
Very
I was in
upset.
a great mood this morning, too.
Was?
I was. Well, no,
What
I still
happened?
am.
What happened? Oh!
You know. No, I'm fine. If, sometimes when people say hurtful things, it takes, you let it hit your heart, and then you got to just keep moving on.
You want to treat yourself to a slider?
Slider to a cheeseburger slider. I already had a chocolate chip muffin.
What's that?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Chris
maybe.
is tormented. He wants to eat better, lose weight, but he can't help it.
I can't.
When he sees sliders and sugary muffins. And,
I can't do it. But I'd rather just
soft serve yogurt machines.
It would be better if I just was noticeably fat. The problem with me is the embarrassment comes when, I'm, with a girl or at a pool party and people are expecting me to look like Superman and I look like fucking Lois Lane. I've tits and saggy shit and puff nipples. That's the issue. I'd rather just...
You're not in proportion?
I'd rather just be... I have a size 38 waist. I'd rather have the upper torso of a 38 waist, too, and just be disgusting, as opposed to looking somewhat decent. In clothes.
What do you say? Because I keep seeing you looking at Travis. What happened?
I just wanted to ask Travis, but Travis didn't like your Lois Lane joke.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't say that.
No, I could see it on your face.
I wasn't even a joke.
Because it was the same look I had.
Yeah.
You can't feel Lois Lane joke.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry to the room, and mostly sorry to Greg.
My look was more, who's expecting you to look like Superman?
Oh, no,
yes.
fuck.
If you rode a horse, I would.
No, what happens is if you go out in an audition, and not Superman, but they'll be like, the male lead's got to be handsome, athletic, all that.
Yeah.
And I'll do okay on the reading. And then they'll be like, hey, would you mind just popping up your shirt? And then I see the casting director just kind of put their head down and just put the camera down.
Because clothed, you do look like...
yeah.
I look more in shape than what I do unclothed.
They don't like your Roy Orbison hips.
Yeah.
We learned that yesterday, that he has curly hips.
I have girly 38 waist hips.
Roy Orbison did.
What's the Cobain gun picture?
The Kurt Cobain suicide gun revealed for the first time. There it is.
I don't know.
Why was
Soaked
it
in
a big
bleach said it
secret?
didn't happen.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good documentary.
That was a great documentary.
It was awesome.
They should wash it.
I thought the gun was in some of the pictures.
Not the full gun.
Just part of it, right? But that's the whole thing right there.
Yeah, why is this a big deal now? It's just a gun.
It's just, hey, here's
the gun.
actual weapon.
Would you want to own it?
Oh, God, yeah.
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 I bid at least $100.
I'll put that motherfucker up.
Are they auctioning that thing?
No, that's evidence.
I'm kidding. They're not going to let that go.
No. I want to still it.
Still it?
Yeah, it's a spirit.
Disagree with caller who was arguing with Jim. What an idiot. I don't know. I mean, the guy's passionate.
No, I like they misquoted me. Passionate's fine, but don't tell me that I only like the guy because he's politically incorrect when I've said exactly the opposite.
I didn't like that he wasn't listening because then you were explaining exactly what you said, but he didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But that's usually people who don't have enough knowledge to debate. That's what they do.
Oh, we should all talk less and listen more. That's what I say, everybody in America.
What?
It's a T-shirt.
What? Chris was very funny on Used People on Comedy Central.
Oh, thank you.
I'm hearing good things about that.
It's a good thing. Good documentary.
Are you in a lot of it?
No, I was in one scene, but that's
the Dan Soder thing.
Yeah,
he was promoting the other day here.
I play the one of the female lead's main. I play her ex-husband. So
Okay.
It's a significant part, I guess, but very small. Not a lot of time.
Can we get Joe Piscopo on the phone? They were showing a picture of him when they were doing the story of Frank Sinatra Jr. dying. And we love Joe Piscopo. Look at it. There it is. They think that's Frank Sinatra Jr.? What's the headline? This is off Mediaite. News station accidentally shows Joe Piscopo while trying to honor Frank Sinatra Jr.
I have to correct somebody. First person to call a cocksucker loses the argument. Keep it tight, guy. Pissed you off. No. Stop trying to have a Japanese philosophy. First person to raise voice lose argument. No, that's not true. When someone's yapping over you and you call them a cocksucker, you haven't just lost the argument.
Of course not.
That's a childish rule.
Yes.
Jizzbag.
Can I see the news story on the Joe Piscopo picture here?
New at 11, the son of legendary singer Frank Sinatra.
Frank
Sinatra Jr. has died. Sinatra Jr. was scheduled to perform tonight in Florida, but the show was canceled.
Because he died?
Do they need to say the show is canceled?
We brought his corpse out.
They could have said he has died. He was scheduled to perform in Florida tonight. But the show is canceled is not a necessary ending.
Can I take the other side of that? I would think the people that would go see Frank Sinatra Jr. probably wouldn't notice if the guy was actually dead on stage.
That's true.
You could put his corpse up there and just pipe in some of his songs, and I bet you the audience would give him a standing ovation.
Just tie a string to the lip and lower the bun.
Right.
From a
wind. Did he actually sound like his dad? I don't know. Give me one song that he did of his pops.
Did he have any of his own original songs, Frank Sinatra Jr.?
Yeah, he put out an album in 2006. Was the last try he did. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it was covers of his dad's music. I actually don't know what was on the album, but that was the last one he put out, 2006, so 10 years ago. We got Tracy Morgan wants to say hi really fast. Good morning, Tracy.
What's up, fellas? What's poppin'? How's everything today?
Wow, fuck. You sound just like Tracy Morgan.
Hi, Tracy.
What's going on,
Hey,
buddy?
Tracy.
Yo, man, hold on 1 second. Yo, I said I want scrambled eggs.
Holy fuck.
I got this big girl with a doo-doo pamper. That's right.
What else?
Trump. Can we talk Trump, fellas? How you doing, Opie?
I'm doing good, Tracy.
Fuck yeah, Tracy. Bring it.
Listen, I gotta talk to you about Trump. Everyone's talking about
This is gonna be fucking good.
Yo, let me just talk for a second, little Jimmy.
Sorry, Tracy. Wow, man.
Listen, Trump, everyone's saying he's going to bring the country back because he's a businessman.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, he filed for bankruptcy 4 times.
That's
He
true.
even filed for bankruptcy 4 times, only twice.
There was strategy, though, with Mr. Trump. That's what they do in business.
Strategy nothing, man. He's still a billionaire. He's part of the billionaire club, man. He's trying to fuck all of us.
Go ahead, Tracy.
You know that, Jimmy. We're going to disagree about conspiracy theories and whatnot.
You ought to get me on your fucking tour or something.
Listen, I'm not really that good of a comedian, little Jimmy. Funny on 30 Rock.
Fucking Tracy on 30 Rock, this guy.
Dude, is this really Tracy Morgan? I can't tell.
No, it's Dave from New York. Let's go.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it.
God, that was a spot on Tracy Morgan.
Oh, God damn it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, fellas. Listen,
You do anybody else? Badly? You do anyone else?
Oh, God damn it.
I could do Christopher Walken a little bit.
Oh.
All right, not many people do Christopher Walken, so I want to hear this.
Yes, they do.
I based all my impressions on Jay Moore's impressions, so they're not really that original.
All right, let me hear.
I have a meeting tonight with some important friends, and I was wondering if boys can help your daddy out.
Wow.
You know, people look out their windows, they see farm, I see opportunity. That's pretty much it.
Damn, you sound just like that mug.
Yeah, that's pretty spot
That was great.
on, man. That's really good.
I called in a couple of years ago when Jay Moore was on, and he said that was a really spot on Tracy Morgan. So
Yeah, no, it's right there. It's right there.
That's good.
Got to work in booty hole or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you so much,
it's
man.
like we should do battling walk-ins. Oh.
But yeah. Oh, I need more cowbells.
Oh, pizza garbage.
Y'all remember that bit with Jay Moore doing the Skittles? Remember?
Oh, my God. How could you forget? Yeah.
Passion fruit.
Yeah, I like to have strawberries and shit. Oh.
All right. Punching out, fellas. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
I'm just tired.
Why are you tired? You got a big day.
Sleep, went to bed late.
And you got an itchy neck.
Yes, I do.
What?
Our favorite person is back in the news again today. Jared Fogle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Last we left you, he got a knuckle sandwich from Steve Nigg.
Yes.
Good old Steve Nigg.
Yes, obviously Steve's nickname is fucking.
Good old Steve Nigg wasn't having it and gave him a knuckle sandwich.
Nice.
You want to just play this, Paul? Is it the easiest way?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's do this.
I thought you meant turkey foot.
Let's do this. Why read when they got somebody that could read for you?
Yeah.
Although the computer does.
Sky
yeah.
smiling at me.
That's right. Yeah.
The
new JetBlue card. It's like having JetBlue
I gotta get that.
wherever you go.
It's good. Boy, JetBlue is happy to be advertised before the old pedo story. JetBlue is fully Jared.
Here it is.
Former Subway pitchman Jared Fogle and his foundation leader Russell Taylor, both now convicted child sex offenders, are being sued by another victim and her parents. One of the victims, identified as Jane Doe, was secretly videotaped changing clothes, showering, and bathing between March 2011 and January 2015 while a guest at the home of Russell and Angela Taylor, his wife. Russell shared video and nude images of the girl with Fogle. The girl is seeking $150,000 from Fogle and the Taylors due to emotional distress, personal injuries, and invasion of privacy. Angela Taylor has not been charged with a crime. Fogle was sentenced to 16 years in prison after pleading guilty last year to child pornography charges and engaging in sex with minors. Russell was sentenced to 27 years behind bars. News of the lawsuit comes just after the former Subway pitchman was beat down and given a bloody nose at the hands of fellow inmate Stephen Nigg.
Why only $150,000 for that?
I don't know. That's not an unreasonable amount.
Yeah?
No, not for that shit.
Doable.
So this guy was taping her while she was changing
4
and showering
years.
and then sending the pictures over to Jared Fogle.
How old was she? Was she a kid or an adult?
I don't know.
What a couple of creeps.
They absolutely deserve everything they're getting.
Yeah.
Russell Taylor, right? That was the guy that ran the foundation?
Yeah, I think so.
Russell Taylor.
Who would look at that guy and say you should run a children's foundation? He's got tiny eyes.
Yeah,
and they're
look at
too close to his
tiny
nose.
eyes.
And they don't look like they're focused.
No.
Which is kind of creepy, right?
He's got that stupid soul patch thing.
He's the worst.
That's just a goatee. He went full goatee on that.
Ugh.
Let's say hi to Chuck. Good old Chuck in North Carolina.
Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
Hey, boys, I tell you, Jimmy hit dead on old Trump. Now, I just think we had fucking Bush. He's kind of a fuck up. He got us in more shit we can get out of. And we had Obama. We ain't done nothing but go downhill from when he got in office.
Well, he was trying to get things done, but they were against everything he tried.
Oh, he just reads a fucking teleprompter and does what he's fucking told. Why not give a fucking businessman a chance? We've tried everything else. Since Ronald Reagan, we've tried every fucking thing else. Why not give this fucker a try? That's what I say. Hell with it.
That's a pretty easy point to make.
Yeah.
And this comedian you got on there, I don't want to change the subject, but his sugar must have been fucked up or he was high when he said he picked. Did you say you picked Hampton over Kansas?
Hampton. I meant to say Hampton over Virginia because I fell for the hype of the all the ESPN guys saying a 16 is going to beat a 1, and I remember Hampton had a nice run.
Sometimes that happens.
Last year, yeah. So so that's why I did that. So that was a stupid move by me. It was a dumb move. I agree with you.
Chuck knows college basketball. How's your brackets doing, Chuck?
I'm not too bad. That fucking Harvard fucked me up, or Yale.
Oh, Yale, yeah.
They fucked up a lot of people. Look, the headline here, if you weren't listening earlier, Yahoo brackets. A lot of people go to Yahoo and what's up for grabs? Is that the one that gives you $1 million if it's a perfect bracket?
I'm not sure.
Oh, is that all these fucking assholes? Didn't Warren Buffett or one of those guys offer $1 billion?
I don't remember. I remember a story. It was something like $1 million if you got a perfect bracket. But anyway, the Yahoo brackets, a lot of people go to Yahoo and play over there. 99.999% of the Yahoo brackets already busted. 3,200 brackets remain perfect. That's it.
So that gives you an idea of how many people actually play.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got to be fucking $5,000 or something.
Wait, 3,200, and that's not even 1%.
And
obviously, that's like
0.001%.
Yeah, 0.0.
How many people play?
You know, a lot of that stuff, there's a lot of talent in college basketball. It's everywhere. But when it comes down to where the talent's kind of even or close, you got the crowd cheering these fuckers on. Coaches have a lot to do with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot to do with it. I tell you who's good. I went to the FCC tournament in Washington. Fucking Virginia's pretty fucking good. Carolina wants their ass. But they're fucking good and they're well coached.
Their coach almost died on the sidelines yesterday.
Tony Bennett?
Yeah,
Tony Bennett.
Yeah. Did you see the video of that motherfucker out there in Arizona that was sweating so much?
Oh, Sean Miller. Yeah, it's gross. He had to go through 3 shirts.
Why is he sweating so much?
He was fucking going nuts because he was losing. They lost.
Oh, the coach.
Yeah.
He was literally fixing to get his fucking ass whipped. His contract's getting close, too.
Hell
Look
yeah.
at his shirt.
3 shirts, man. And they lost to fucking Wichita State.
His white dress shirt is now a see-through shirt from all the sweat.
He's a dickhead, too.
I sweat like this.
He's a dick.
Too.
Nobody likes him.
Why don't they like him?
He's just a fucking idiot. Like, he's just, he's one of those guys that clear as day sucks the best players' dicks and doesn't give a fuck about the rest of his team.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do as a coach.
Yeah, but you could be better about it.
Why? They're in Division I basketball.
Should you put in the other team if you're winning by too much? Shickle's conundrum.
Yeah, and he's the one who's claiming that college basketball, that the team's running onto the court, that it's no good for college basketball, and it's the reason why he loses. He's just a little bitch.
He's like
He's stuck on his fucking self.
Yep.
His problem is, I tell you somebody else, that fucking Wichita State is well coached, too.
They are.
They have a good coach.
And their best player's got a fucking, like a 1980s Lesbo haircut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got like a mop.
I root for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
They were actually one of the worst teams in college basketball this year.
I root
like
for the
statistically.
Scarlet Knights. Rutgers.
Yale is fixing to show you exactly what the coach has got to do with it. Duke plays 7 players. Say who Yale plays next?
I'm not sure who Yale plays next.
Does Yale have
Probably some smarty pants team of Harvard players or
I think
something.
they play Duke.
Duke.
A few people saying the Yale thing isn't that much of a shock.
It wasn't. It was a 12 seed beating a 5, which happens pretty much every year. But it wasn't a complete shock. But I mean, it's still a very low seeded team beat a very high seeded team.
Obviously, almost nobody picked Yale.
Right.
Who you got in your Final Four before we let you go, Chuck?
I ain't got my sheet in front of me, but I think Carolina will be in there. I say the big game, I think, is going to be Kentucky and Indiana.
Oh, yeah,
they never play each other anymore.
Right.
That guy from Indiana, he's a pretty good coach. But the guy at Kentucky, what's his name?
Calipari.
Yeah, he's got them pro players in there.
Yep.
I think they'll be. I got Carolina. I can't even remember who I ain't got a sheet in front of me.
You better have Michigan State in there. They're going to win.
Chuck say that.
Izzo, he's a good coach, but he'll get to the Final Four and choke.
Yeah, that's true.
He always fucking does.
But they got that Valentine, Denzel Valentine. He's a senior, so.
God, people really love the Final Four.
I love it, man. I love it.
I used to love it.
I
misunderstood
it.
Yeah.
That Hill guy is it Oklahoma? That Hill guy is.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn, he's good as hell.
Buddy Hield. He's going to be in a lottery pick. Yep.
Yeah, there's a bunch of talent. I think the Final Four this year will be pretty good.
It's going to be good.
Hope so.
All right.
If Carolina don't play good defense, they'll get their ass whipped by somebody here shortly.
Yeah,
you're right.
Terrible toes to Final Four.
Did you get a Trump hat there, Chuck? Are you all in with Trump?
I bought a T-shirt the other day. It says "Truck Drivers for Trump."
Truck drivers for Trump is going around now.
Oh, yeah, man. Truck driver. I'm telling you, just like Jimmy said, The fucking working people and the people's getting fucked.
I said the working people.
They know.
I said he's talking to the working class, which is pretty amazing considering he's a billionaire. But he understands the working class.
I'll tell you what else he's got that we ain't had a president had in a long time. Is some fucking balls. He don't give a fuck. That's what we need.
Well, a lot of people think the same thing.
All these fucking countries we give all these billions of dollars to wouldn't piss on us if we was on fire. So why the fuck are we pumping all these motherfuckers this money just to kiss their ass and be nice?
I would love it.
Spend that money at home.
I would love it if he got elected and started cutting aid to these countries that are doing nothing for us, that don't care about. I would love if he stopped giving money to these fucking countries and put it back into our economy.
But you think in most cases we're just giving countries foreign aid and not getting anything in return?
Yes, they're voting the way we want them to vote in the UN. They're giving in certain like North Korea. Go fuck you with their or bribing Iran with a nuclear program, whatever we're doing.
Yeah, we don't give
Let them do what they want. And if they
Korea.
fucking do anything, the penalty should be horrible. Stop trying to buy it. It's like we're paying the other kids to not act up.
Right.
I like the idea of these factories. It's their choice if they want to go out of the country. But if you're going to bring your shit back in to our country and sell, we ought to fucking penalize their ass.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking idea.
If it could get through.
Yeah.
And the damn, that guy truck driver was on talking about these factories that close and move out and is all upset. I used to deliver to a battery factory in a little bitty place in Kansas. God damn it. I mean, these people, everybody there, the least person been there 30 years. And they shipped it all out of the fucking country. Fuck these big companies. If you're going to fucking cut your costs, move out of the country, you're just going to have to pay it on the other end to bring it in.
Yeah.
And that shit about the wall, I'm like Trump. We got that big fucking trade deficit with Mexico. We just fuck you over on that. Get the money back to build a fucking wall.
That's what he means by, believe me, they'll pay for the wall, because the money we give them, we'll just take a little off the top to pay for the wall, and technically they're paying for it, right? Is that how that's going to work out in the end?
That's exactly what they're saying. I'll tell you something else. He didn't get them fucking billions of fucking dollars being a stupid motherfucker. I can tell you that right now.
True.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's got it down pat, man. I'm impressed with Jimmy's vast knowledge of politics.
Chuck. Vast knowledge.
That Jimmy's on the top shelf, man. Ain't no doubt about it.
That Jimmy is educated.
He's a smart guy. That's right.
That Jimmy's educated.
I sound like a first-year community college student instead of a high school dropout. I'm both. Thank you.
Doing a hell of a job, boys. I'm going to let you go. Go Tar Heels.
Bye, Chuck. Thanks.
Go Tar Heels. There, you heard it from Chuck.
Maybe.
He's in Tar Heels country.
Yeah.
SeaWorld announces end to captive orca whale breeding.
Good.
They gotta. After that Blackfish documentary, they gotta.
Yeah, they've been feeling the heat.
Yeah, SeaWorld stinks.
SeaWorld will stop
Chris
breeding
Doucher was
killer
just in
whales.
SeaWorld.
Yeah, he did do something.
Remember last week?
Yes, you were complimenting him on his hips too. How could I forget that? This is a good thing, I guess. I used to love going to SeaWorld.
Been there
It's
in
just
years.
shitty. It's just shitty. And the more we learn about stuff like this, I know people are who cares about the animal, but it's like after a while, it's just shitty.
It sucks.
There's no reason for it. We don't have to be, shitheads to living creatures like that for no reason. Just to go look at them so some guys can make money.
I love they're going to phase out all the shows in their parks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a business. They can't just shut down.
Yeah, they got to slowly phase it out because they got to figure out what's going to take that place.
Yeah, what are they going to put?
What could they do?
Well, because these killer whale shows that certainly bring the people in.
Shamu.
When you go to SeaWorld, you got to stop by for a killer whale show, no matter what.
It's the bread and butter.
The flamingos, whatever.
Nobody cares.
You might go check them out as you're walking to get something to eat, but you're not stopping and really checking that out.
I couldn't tell you one other show other than this than the killer whale show. That's the only thing I think of.
Jellyfish Jamboree is a huge one.
What about petting the stingrays?
Petting the sting, never did it. Oh, I did that in the Coney Island Aquarium.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You got to pet the stingrays. You put your hand in there and feel their slimy fucking skin or whatever the hell it would be called.
I've done that.
You've done that?
I was watching this show, pretty ingenious, but I wound up hating it with on Netflix, where they take these robotic fish with cameras in them, and they go down there so they can mingle with the aquatic life without standing out. And they have a fake dolphin, but they kept calling them, like, the guy was a British announcer, and he was like, Spy Turtle, like one of them looks like a turtle, and then they have a squid, he would go, Spy Squid. Like, they all had a name.
Really?
Yeah, it was awful. Spy Squid is right now floating, but the footage they got, Spy Dolphin. These robotic.
Didn't the other dolphins know that they?
No.
It moves like a dolphin and
it's pretty good.
It hangs with them.
Yeah, and they showed the biggest collection of dolphins ever filmed.
Really,
thousands of them. Yeah, and it was in the spy fish thing.
What a rude awakening for a dolphin that's trying to fuck
I know.
spy dolphin.
Well, they show two turtles fucking, and the female starts touching Spy Turtle. She's touching Spy Turtle's face in the ocean because she wanted to fuck Spy Turtle, while the other cuckold is fucking her. It's really good. I wound up not liking the special, but the dolphin stuff.
Why didn't you
great.
like it?
Yeah, the guy annoyed me with his naming everything.
Yeah.
Spy, I hated the fucking names.
But it gave you some great footage. So in the end, you probably should have enjoyed it.
I didn't appreciate it.
Spy in the Pod, it's called. Dolphin Spy in the Pod.
I wanted to just drop bombs in the water, kill everything.
Which one is the spy?
Well, it's that one you can't see the spy.
I see. That's his footage.
them.
Gotcha.
But they'll show the.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, some of the. Well, this was. They have like all these weird.
All right, it's moving. That's pretty.
Spy Turtle.
Spy Turtle.
I hate a Spy Turtle.
I think we're going to be saying that all
Let me
weekend.
see it for a second to hear him talk.
I'm just going to blurt out Spy
Those
Turtle.
guys hate him.
Pufferfish release a neurotoxin. In high doses, it can kill.
Oh, it's a different
In
announcer.
small doses, it has a narcotic effect.
Narcotic.
They're all getting zooted.
It seems to be affecting the dolphins.
Oh, that's the same guy.
Is that the same guy?
Pufferfish.
Wait, they're getting high right now?
Yeah.
They appear totally blissed out by the whole experience.
Oh, they're zooted, Jimmy.
Yeah, fucking
Dolphins are zooted.
I hung out with a bunch of dolphins and smoked some Chiba. Ugh, Chip stinks.
What? What's going on with you today?
You hate Chip?
No.
Just tired. Wait, I didn't even know that's possible. So you get high by eating a pufferfish if you're a dolphin?
I guess that, no, they said a certain amount is toxic, but a lesser amount can get you high. It's probably like sniffing glue.
Right. And the dolphins, wow, they figured that shit out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Pufferfish follies.
Little recreational activities for the dolphins.
Dolphins are smart, right? Are they the fish that are smart?
Nobody answer them.
No?
Yeah, no, they are.
I think that they are.
They are.
They say they're smart.
Yeah, they found a bunch of books in the ocean.
They're still running into those nets, though. So
yeah, they're not geniuses.
Right.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
If they're so smart, they might want to figure out the net thing. They might want to figure that out. I love seeing dolphins and porpoises.
I want to pet one, and then as soon as I get its trust, punch it in the nose as hard as I can.
I was on the SeaWorld PBS NewsHour last night. Also, there's a North Carolina family running Trump support group. Okay, whatever. Wants to make Jim's day. Ooh, let's go to G-Man in Charlotte. Let's make Jim Norton's day.
All of a sudden you hear a gunshot.
Let's go, G-Man.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hey, man.
I don't know if it's going to make his day or not, but I know Jim likes it when his characters ruin personal relationships.
Yes, I do.
Oh, he does love that, yeah.
Well, my 3-year-old daughter got introduced to Chip last night, or at least my version of Chip. I was reading her a nighttime story of Belle from Beauty and the Beast. If you recall, there is a little teacup in there, and I'm not sure if his name is Chip or his nickname is Chip.
Yeah.
But every time, in an 8-page story, it said that probably 65 times.
Oh, good.
And I could not read that word without going, what's that? What's that? So my daughter got so frustrated that she closed the book and told me to leave her room.
That makes me happy.
Beautiful. All right, sir.
See you guys.
Wow, wait.
Travis just gave me wonderful news. We have run out of show because we only took one break. Woo! Oh, yeah, because Accelerated starts at the top of the hour. We got to get commercials in.
Nice. That went by quick.
It went by very fast.
Yes, it did. That was fun.
So let's get the hell out of here then.
Heck, let's keep it the language.
Let's get the heck out of here.
I got nothing to do for 3 hours now, so.
Why? What are you doing in
Any of
3
the
hours,
fans want to
Chris?
come and punch me in the face, I'll probably be walking down 6th Avenue.
Where are you going?
I got a meeting at 1.
Ooh,
big meeting.
Mr. Showbiz.
I know.
Chris Distefano, thank you, sir.
3 hours.
We got to go to another game soon.
Yeah, Chris is a funny stand-up, man. Where are you appearing?
I got the college gig.
April 4th.
Yeah. 22nd and 23rd. Carmine's in Poughkeepsie, and then 29th and 30th, Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant.
And you're on the college circuit, huh?
Yeah, making...
So you should figure out some of that college stuff for us.
Making buku.
Maybe I'll go out there.
Ask around about those consent forms and crap.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell's going on.
I'll ask them.
Or get one.
With having sex with the college gals.
I do a Q&A in my college shows because I'm a great comic.
All right. And then it's Chris P. Comedy on the Twitter. Jim Norton's taking the weekend off. Then he's back on the road next weekend. Portland, Oregon. Aladdin Theater, March 25th, which is a week from today.
Yes.
And then next Saturday, it's Denver at the Paramount Theater. And then he's got Philly and Wilmington and Ridgefield, Connecticut all on the way.
Northampton, South Burlington, and Madison. What an appropriate way to end the week. Just me fucking bombing.